Cameron Stewart coming to you. Hello and welcome into a very special edition of the Gatemen Pregame Show here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me, J.D. Rachi and Enrique Demore, I'm Cameron Stewart, coming to you from Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut, where the Wareham Gatemen have a day game here on this Tuesday, taking on the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox, two of the best teams in the Cape League going at it today after a couple of days off for the Gatemen, starting with the All-Star game back on Sunday at Harwich, and in Harwich, JD, West came out victorious, but it was a bit of a weird game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an interesting game to say the least. I mean, the game didn't get off on schedule as it was scheduled to. It was supposed to get off around 6 o'clock. Didn't end up getting first pitch in until about 7:15. Home run hitting contest finished up, and then after that, the skies opened up, I think is the best way to put it. I was in a T-shirt at the All-Star game, and I had to buy a brand new rain jacket because it was just coming down that hard. But the Gatemen played pretty well. The Gatemen that were in the game, of course, Bryant Packard was supposed to be in the home run hitting contest. He was supposed to be a starter for the All-Star team, neither of which happened because he had to go home with a little bit of some sickness after his stint with Team USA, but everybody else looked really good. Ryan Garcia threw a scoreless second inning. Easton Lucas threw a scoreless third for the West Division. And then everybody else, nothing too special at the dish. One hit between the three starters, Sahid Valenzuela, Austin Shenton, and Jeremy Idens, but the defense was pretty good. Shenton made a couple of nice plays. Jeremy Idens was great out in center field, and he's not even a natural center fielder, so that was impressive. Sahid Valenzuela did have an error at shortstop, but it was a good day, and it was just fun to see them play. It was packed at Harwich, despite the fact that it was raining, it was gloomy, it was kind of a gross day, it was windy and cold. It was still a packed house at White House Field, so getting to play in front of that many people, not an experience these guys get to have every day, especially on the Cape when crowds are a little bit smaller than maybe at a college game. So it was a really good experience for the three of them, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
It's definitely always a great atmosphere for the All-Star game here in the Cape League. Of course, Wareham hosting that back in 2017. Crowd sounds largely the same, albeit with a little bit worse weather this time. And for the Gatemen, they haven't played since Sunday, Enrique Demore, and that was a bit of a tough luck loss, one they blew late against the Cotuit Kettleers, a team they've had great success against this year.
Yep, first loss of the year to those Cotuit Kettleers. They're sitting in fourth place right now after absolutely taking it to Chatham, 15-5. So they seem to have turned it on, gotten a little bit of confidence after the Wareham win at Spillane. But like you said, Cam, a little bit of an unfortunate one as the two runs that ended up tying the game. The Gatemen had a 3-1 lead going into the eighth inning, and hate to pound the Warriors or Cleveland jokes, but the Gatemen blew a 3-1 lead. They gave up a 2-run homer to Grant Wolforth out of Dallas Baptist in the eighth inning after walking Michael Tolia, and that was off Ryan Stoudemire, a guy who had come off 5 straight scoreless appearances and really looked like a eighth inning, ninth inning, potential closer, but a guy you could count on to get one scoreless inning every time you put him out there. Stoudemire had a little bit of a tough time. Actually retired the first two hitters he faced in the eighth via a line out and a ground out, but then he walked Michael Tolia, which ended up being critical as he came around to score when Grant Wolforth took him deep, and I mean deep, over the right field fence at Spillane. And then fast forward to the 10th inning where, between the 8th and the 10th, the Gatemen couldn't get anything going off all-star closer Stephen Schock. Well, he's a bona fide stud out of UMBC. Really good stuff from him. He pitched 2 scoreless, 4 strikeouts. What's new? And the Gatemen the Gatemen were held scoreless, but the Kettleers managed to push across the go-ahead run right in the 10th inning as Will Robertson singled in Peyton Burdick, who led off by being hit by a pitch. So again, it was a couple of free passes that, in the end, one walk, one hit by pitch in a game is not going to kill you. But in a close one like this, where we've seen the Gatemen, they blow teams out in wins and they lose close games. And this was another symptom of just a couple free passes, the walk by Stoudemire and the hit by pitch by Cody Carroll, who then ended up coming around to score the 2 critical runs that gave the Cotuit Kettleers that win 4-3. Cotuit, like I said, on the up and up as Bourne continues to spiral. Cotuit looks like they're going to take that 4th seed. So if the Gatemen manage to surpass Hyannis and beat Cotuit one more time down the stretch, that could be a team we face in the first round.
So it looks to be a bounce-back day for the Gatemen as they play the first ever Cape Cod League baseball game in the state of Connecticut here in Hartford. And guys, we've got a nice minor league ballpark almost all to ourselves today. JD, how cool has it been to be here today?
Well, this is an awesome park. Pretty much a brand new park, and it is absolutely beautiful here in Hartford. Reminds me a lot of Coca-Cola Field in Buffalo. High fences, but the park isn't that big. It's almost got a cozy feel. It's very modern, but the dimensions of the field are quite quaint, I guess is the right word. Only 308 down the right field line and only 325 down the left field line, and less than 400 feet out to dead center field. So it's a very beautiful park, and it's surrounded by a lot of buildings and a lot of the Hartford skyline, I guess you could call it. Hartford is, after all, the capital of Connecticut, so there must be some sort of skyline, not the biggest city in the world, but certainly a beautiful park, and this is an awesome opportunity for the guys on both these teams, both the Red Sox and the Gatemen today, to be able to come out and play at a park that they soon could be playing in 3-4 years down the line as they progress through the minor leagues. This, the AA affiliate, or the Yard Goats, I should say, the AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. So a couple of years down the line, guys could be filtering through this park. It's a really cool experience, not only for us, but also for them.
Yeah, no, well,
located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living.
More experience around minor league parks, so better litmus test for what to expect out of a minor league park. But I've been to a couple AAA, AA parks, and this is impressive. This is about as good as you're going to get, especially considering Hartford, not that big a market. Of course, New England, a pretty big baseball market, but Hartford itself, not as much. Like you said, the skyline out in right field, left field, sculptures galore, the Dunkin' Donuts giant coffee cup over the scoreboard in left, a big old Travelers Insurance umbrella in center, and a big golden Hartford goat, or a stag, I should say. I don't know why I said goat. Well, because of the Yard Goats. But the stag out there in foul territory in right. This is pretty cool. The facilities are awesome. It turned out being a really nice day even on the drive over here. The weather was looking kind of crummy, but the things have cleared up. It's a nice day for baseball, and the field here is incredible. Short porch. Out to each right field pole, or out to each foul pole, I should say, which I no doubt we'll talk about on the broadcast. So I think as we look forward to this game especially, you could see a couple guys maybe get a hold of a couple. It is a bit of a tall fence, but wouldn't be surprised to see the Gatemen be able to maybe get a little something going power-wise where they've been struggling the last few games.
One guy who's relishing in the day is Wareham Gatemen head coach Don Sneddon, and as always, he caught up with our sideline reporter Mary Orders before today's game.
Thanks, guys. So, Coach, we're coming off of the All-Star game and mini break. Can you explain or talk about your experience that day and at the game?
Wasn't good. Rained all day, long day. Just the kudos to the ground crew that got the field ready to play. It was great for the players once we got it going, but it was just a long day. And, you know, at those times, I really try to get my players as much break as possible. I'm happy they got a chance to play and we didn't have to go back the next day. But it was miserable as far as coaches go. We just got soaking wet, but it's all about the players, and they got a chance to play.
And you mentioned before that each manager has a certain role. What was your role that day?
My role was to get coffee for the manager. That was my role, and a cinnamon roll. That was the roles that I had. I sort of just rolled around. I made sure the pitchers, were getting ready on time, and told the position players when they were going in, and just sort of monitored that type of thing. So it's real low-key.
And today we're here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. What's it like, and what's it mean for the guys to play here?
Well, we're trying to give them a full experience of what it would be like, in pro ball, and that's all these guys want to play that. This is above the norm here as far as ballparks go, because it is so great, and it is a neat ballpark, and it's the top of the line ballpark. I mean, you don't get one better than this in AA. It's a brand new ballpark. It's only 1 year old. So to play at something like this is just off the charts for them.
What are some of the keys to today's game? It's a bullpen day, so what does that mean for the guys?
Well, I'm not saying it's a bullpen day. I mean, it's just who pitches well gets to stay out, and if they don't pitch well, they get to come out. So we're hoping that it's not a bullpen day, but if it is, it is. So right now we're just it's just another game for us. We're playing YD, whether it's here or at Wareham. It's a game we need to go. We got a tough schedule ahead of us. We got going out with Falmouth, coming up 3 times, and they're playing well, and got another game with Hyannis, and they're playing well. So it's going to be a grind here. There's the last 9 games to see where we finish up at.
Coach, thanks so much. Guys, back to you. Thank you. Dude, I seriously think I've gotten...
Back here from Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, an intriguing starting pitching matchup for the teams today. Gatemen going with a bit of a bullpen day, but starting for the YD Red Sox, Enrique Demore, is Tommy Mace.
Yeah, Tommy Mace out of Florida, just finished up his freshman year down there in the SEC for the Gators. okay year for the Gators this year. Mainly a bullpen guy, 26 appearances, 6 of them starts, 20 out of the pen. And although he had that mid-4 ERA at Florida, he turned it on in conference play, got it down to 2.12. Really good stuff for him. But he's not a power arm quite as much, and he struggled a little bit on the Cape. He's had 3 appearances, I should say, so far, 2 starts, and his ERA has ballooned a little bit. He's gotten rocked pretty much every time he's come out. The only really saving grace is that his opponent batting average really isn't as high as it could be, considering the amount of hits he's given up. He's kept it in the mid-high 200s, which even then isn't great, but he's trying to bounce back. And unfortunately, there's something about this Gatemen lineup we saw against even Bryce Jarvis for Katuitt and a couple of guys on Brewster Murphy, who we faced out of University of San Diego, twice. The Gatemen have something about them that allows guys to bounce back in starts, and the Gatemen cannot allow that to happen. YD is an all-around loaded team, rotation included, 4th best team ERA at 3.71, and this is one of the few guys that's allowed that to be as high as it is. So the Gatemen cannot allow him to get into a groove and hit that soft reset button that a lot of struggling starting pitchers have been able to against the Gatemen.
And for the Gatemen, as I mentioned earlier, Don Stedden told us the other day it'll be a bullpen day, but they will start with the University of Hartford Hawk. That's Nathan Florence, and JD, for him, it's been a bit of a struggle, still looking for his first scoreless outing of the summer.
A lot of the struggle has come because of the long ball camp. 3 home runs allowed for Nathan Florence this year. His last outing, a 1-inning, 2-run affair against the Falmouth Commodores in that 3-0 loss, where the Gatemen really didn't give any run support to their team, but the home run that Nathan Florence allowed in that game, Austin Langworthy of Florida, did not help things out, certainly. It's been the long ball that has hurt him, but we've seen him be pretty good in a couple of outings, although the ERA is at 9.34. For him, it's going to be about the location today. If he leaves pitches up to the likes of Andrew Dashbach, to the likes of Quinn Cotton, and guys of that variety, then it is going to be a long day for him. I asked Don Stedden before the game, is today a staff day, a bullpen day? He said, it could be, but we're going to see how much we can get out of Nathan Florence. He's back in the city he goes to school at. He's back in a comfortable kind of area for him. He's a New England kid. Let's see if he can turn things around today and try to get things going against a very potent YD Red Sox lineup. It should be interesting to see what we get from Nathan Florence, because his start is going to dictate how this game goes.
Nathan Florence back in his second hometown. Let's see if he could even handle his excitement as he talked to our Mary Orders before the game.
Things rolling right along here at the Fenway workout for the Cape Cod Baseball League this season. J.D. Rachi now joined by Gatemen relief pitcher Nathan Florence. And Nathan, you're from Western Mass, so a little bit further out than Boston, from Wilbraham, but you grew up a big Sox fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've been a Sox fan my whole life. Come to Fenway pretty much every year.
So what's the experience now that you grew up coming here to watch games, and now you're getting to play, you're getting to kind of work out here and really progress your baseball career further forward in a park that means so much to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty unbelievable to come here and play with these guys, great competition out here, and just to get to play on a field that I've grown up, dreamed of playing here, so it's pretty cool.
And you go to Hartford, but your brother Josh actually goes to Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a Boston guy. So how often you come out to see him maybe during the school year? Just what's your connection with the Boston area?
Yeah, I mean, I come down here a lot. He goes to Harvard, so I'm down in Cambridge. We go out to dinner in Boston all the time. Whenever I get the chance to come down here, I do, because it's a great city.
Local kid getting to live out his dreams. Nathan Florence, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations. Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
Back here for wrapping up our Gatemen pregame show here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Wareham has already taken the field, ready to go in this one. Real quick to my guys up here in the booth, first starting with you, J.D. Rachi. What are the keys for the Gatemen to get back on track and get the win today?
Key today for the Gatemen is Nathan Florence. You got to get a good start out of him. You've got to get at least 2, if not 3 or 4 innings out of him. He's got to keep the ball down. He has left elevated fastballs and elevated breaking balls up all season long. And like I said, the long ball has been a problem for him. 3 home runs against him in 5 outings this season. The ERA almost up near 10 at 9.34. you need him to build a pretty lengthy bridge into the rest of the bullpen today, because you can't be wearing out arms as the season goes on, as the Gatemen make the playoff push, and as the rotation and the bullpen kind of starts thinning out more and more with departures and inning limits and things of that sort. So Nathan Florence, guy on the mound right now for the Gatemen, getting in his warm-up tosses to Gian Martellini, is going to be the key to the game for the Gatemen.
We've already got Nathan Florence accounted for. Enrique DeMore, what say you?
Honestly, my key is the same as JD's. I do believe that is the most important thing, but for variety, especially because of, to JD's point, Andrew Dashbach and Quinn Cotton could punish you here. But here I think the Gatemen have an opportunity to, even with the short porch, a little bit of some gusty weather, some pre-stormy weather. We've got a storm front rolling in through New England the next couple days. The Gatemen have to take advantage of a long ball here. They need to get extra base hits. They've been playing great station-to-station baseball, but it hasn't been enough as of late, and this YD team is the best team in the league, because they are such a well-rounded team. Top 5 in every single category. Offensive, defense. Well, actually, their defense is atrocious, but that's besides the point. They've been able to more than make up for it with offensive and pitching stats. They hit better than anyone on the Cape, 281. They steal bases like crazy. They can hit the long ball. They've scored more runs than anyone else on the Cape. The Gatemen need to get the extra base hit and step on the throat of Tommy Mace early.
We are just about ready to get things started. First hitter Zach Ashford's about to step in right now. You'll hear all three of us on the broadcast at some point tonight. So thank you, of course, to Enrique DeMore and J.D. Rachi. I'll have the first 3 innings for you as we transition right into baseball here from the Gatemen Pregame Show and into the game. It'll be Nathan Florence to start. Zach Ashford, the leadoff hitter, will step in from the left side for the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox, who sit at first place in the Eastern Division. Gatemen, as of right now, still 1 point behind in second place in the West. First pitch is going to be in there for a called strike 1. Florence working with a 9.34 ERA today, no decisions. This one is going to miss outside, even the count at a ball and a strike. This one's going to be roped towards second base on a hard hop. Zahid Valenzuela is out there, and he will take it on 1 and throw it over to Lyle Lockhart for the first out of the ball game. There's 1 man up and 1 man down. Johnny DeLuca will now step to the plate, another left-hander who has had his success off the Gatemen this year. He homered against them back on July the 24th in the doubleheader that these two teams played, and the two teams split. And that came in the 10-4 YD loss. He was able to homer. Takes this one on the outside corner for a called strike 1, so Florence has gotten ahead of both hitters so far today. This one, like the batter before him, is going to miss outside, even the count at 1-1. One just off the outside corner, everything away to DeLuca so far. That puts the count at 2-1. This one going to be fouled straight back to even things back up at 2-2. Of course, this is the only game going on around the league right now. 12:30 start time here on a Tuesday afternoon. Certainly something league officials and these players and coaches are not used to. They get it in early today. 2-2 cut on and missed. He blows one right by DeLuca for strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Nathan Florence. It's brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Board, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. And now the dangerous Andrew Dashbach will come to the plate. Batting out of the 3-hole, will bat from the right side. The tall first baseman wearing number 44. He comes up with 2 outs and the base is empty here in the first inning. This first one's going to sail over his head as he ducks down all the way to the backstop. Florence missing on the first one. Dashbach, the junior out of Stanford, at 282 on the year. 5 homers and 21 RBI down here on the Cape. He's going to get a hold of this one to right field. That's where the short porch is, but on the warning track and a leap in front of the wall, Isaac Collins will make the catch. He sized that one up perfectly, and it's a loud third out here in the first inning. But Nathan Florence sets him down 1-2-3. Gatemen coming up for the first time here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Back here from Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Gatemen as the home team today. They will now come up after a 1-2-3 inning thrown by Nathan Florence. Tommy Mace is the right-hander on the mound for the Red Sox out of the University of Florida. He struggled this year as well, 1-1 record with an 8.71 ERA. This is his 4th appearance, his 3rd start, and he has only struck out 4 and has walked 8 in his 10 1/3 innings pitched. His last time out, he got the loss against the fledgling Bourne Braves. Only went 4 innings and gave up 4 earned runs, 2 unearned. So he gave up 6 in total on 6 hits, walked 2 and struck out 2. He will get the ball today for the Red Sox. And the lineup for the Wareham Gatemen, Isaac Collins, who made the nice leaping catch out in right field to end the top half, will lead things off. Followed by All-Stars Zahid Valenzuela, Austin Shenton, and Jeremy Idens, 2, 3, and 4. Drew Millis back in the lineup today, batting 5th and as the designated hitter. Lyle Lockhart will bat 6th and play first base. John Martellini will be behind the plate, and he will bat 7th, followed by the shortstop Ryan Kreidler, and Skylar Hunter will round things out playing center field and batting 9th. So Collins will get the first shot at Tommy Mace today. He comes up hitting at .317 on the year, fresh off his 21st birthday on Sunday. A homer and 7 RBI for him. Switch hitter will bat left to start things off from the Gatemen side. First pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Collins takes another one, but this one's going to clip the outside corner as well. A bit of a shake of a head from him. But he's now down in the count 0-2. 0-2 from Mace. Cut on and miss, strike 3. Collins goes down easily on 3 pitches to start things off in the bottom half of the first inning. And the first man up is put down by way of the K. And now Zahid Valenzuela will stand in. Another one of those switch hitters will bat left against the right-hander Mace. Second baseman with a bit more of an open stance today, and he's first pitch swinging, and this will be on the ground to shortstop. Christian Koss takes it on a couple of high hops and will throw it on over to first for the second out of the inning. It's 2 up and 2 men down. Rest of the defense for the YD Red Sox. You heard Christian Koss is over there at shortstop. Nick Quintana at third. Luke Waddell at second base and Andrew Doshbach at first. Adam Kerner behind the plate. And left to right in the outfield, Quinn Cotton, Johnny DeLuca, and Zach Ashford. So 2 outs and the base is empty, just like the Red Sox had to deal with in their first inning. Austin Shenton will step to the plate. This one taken for a called strike. As I mentioned, not much of a strikeout guy is Tommy Mace. That was just his 5th on the year when he got Isaac Collins. And this his 11th inning of work. This one misses, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. And Shenton is going to fist this one off to the left-hand side, but it will be foul past third base. So the count now runs to 1-2. One, two to Shenton. He's going to foul this one off straight back and stay alive. A lot more music than we're normally used to at the Cape League ballparks. After every pitch here in Hartford, we've heard something. One, two to Shenton. This pitch misses down low and away, evens things up at 2-2. Shenton still at 389 on the year and comfortably in the lead in the Gatemen category. This one is going to miss, and they'll peel down to third base, say he did hold up. So it's our first full count of the game, and it comes to Austin Shenton with 2 outs and nobody on. Infield on the right side playing a little deeper for the left-hand hitter, and he's going to ground it right into them. It's the second baseman that comes up with it, and Waddell's throw over to first will get him. So each team goes down 1-2-3 here in the first. We're on to the second, scoreless here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails. Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serves Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
Back here from Hartford, Connecticut, Dunkin' Donuts Park. We just got a race between a donut and 2 coffees, and the donut comes out victorious, which to me only proves one thing, that if you want to improve your cardio, you might as well just eat some more of those donuts. You can't see it, but my producer, Trevor Russo, nods in agreement as we are set here to play the second inning in a scoreless tie. Both teams going down in order in their half of the first inning. And it will be 4-5-6 because of that for the Red Sox due up. Reese Albert, Quinn Cotton, and the shortstop Christian Koss due up in this inning. Still Nathan Florence out there. Got an easy working first inning. See how long he is able to go today for the Gatemen. His longest outing of the year has only been 2 1/3. Did that on 2 such occasions, both on July 9th against Brewster, and all the way back at his first appearance of the year, June 19th, in a 6-3 win against the Chatham Anglers. First hitter he faces is Reese Albert, the designated hitter in this inning. The first pitch he gets over for a called strike. Albert has not faced him this year, but is hitting .303 on the season. He takes this one in for a called strike too, so he's quickly in the hole. Albert out of Florida State also has a couple of homers and 13 RBI. Staying outside is Florence, but this one too far off the plate. Puts the count at 1-2. This one going to miss down low, and a breaking ball. Haven't seen too much of those featured by Florence in the early going, but misses on one here. That puts the count now at 2-2. A defensive swing ended up with one hand. The top hand of the bat was the only one that stayed on from Reese Albert. And he's going to foul it off to stay alive. Florence the set, the 2-2 again. It's going to be fouled off once again. Defensively for the Gatemen, Lyle Lockhart's over at first base. Zahid Valenzuela in his second base position is out on the outfield grass just a few steps. Ryan Kreidler at short, Austin Shenton at third. As this one is the second strikeout of the day from Nathan Florence. He blows one right by Reese Albert. And it's brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. And there's one gone here in the second inning. Left to right in the outfield for Wareham. Jeremy Idens is out there in left. Skylar Hunter in center, and Isaac Collins in right, with Gian Martellini doing the catching for Nathan Florence. A couple of New Englanders in the battery in the first Cape Cod League game ever outside of Cape Cod. This one's going to miss outside for ball 1-0. Martellini from Rhode Island and Florence from Wilbraham, Mass. This one's in there for a called strike to even things up. Cotton late on this swing and fouls it straight back to put it at 1-2. Cotton out of Grand Canyon hitting .290 on the year. Still looking for his first homer, but 18 RBI. Certainly has that power stroke, but it's just not come through for him in the Wood Bats in the Cape League. Reaches out to get this one. It's down the left field line, but it is a foul ball. Looping down towards left field, but he has to come back with a strike, so it's 1-2. Florence this year at Hartford, 4-5 record, ERA under 4 at 3.78 in 15 starts for the Hawks. Can't do away with Quinn Cotton just yet. This one misses down low to even things at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He also struck out 93 in 85 2/3, although opponents were hitting .274 against him. Strikeout numbers are over 1 an inning, and he's got 2 this inning, as reaching out and unable to connect is Quinn Cotton on a pitch on the outside corner. It's the third already today out of 5 outs recorded by Nathan Florence, and they're all brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Finish that thought. Over strikeout an inning this year, he has struck out 10 in 8 2/3 coming into today. Now Christian Koss will come up. First pitch going to miss outside from Florence, 1-0. Was struck out 3 of the 5 batters he's faced so far. Got Zach Ashford to bounce out and Andrew Doshbach to fly out. And this one's going to be popped up in the air in short right field. It's Valenzuela coming out, who will call off Collins coming in and will make the catch for the out that retires the side. So far, so good for Nathan Florence. 6 up and 6 down. We go to the bottom of the second here in the Gatemen Baseball Network, scoreless.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those other gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and the price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
Tommy Mace out here for his second inning of work for the YD Red Sox. He will get 4, 5, and 6 in the Gatemen order. That starts with Jeremy Idens, followed by Drew Millis and Lyle Lockhart. It's been an impressive outing so far for Nathan Florence, who, if he makes 2 outs in the next inning, will set a new season high for innings pitched. He's only worked 2 1/3 as his highest. And through 2, he's faced 6 and set down 6. Including half of them set down by swinging strikeout. 3 in all 3 of them coming swinging. The Gatemen, it was 1 in the first inning. Isaac Collins struck out to lead off the game, followed by Zahid Valenzuela bounce out, and the same from Austin Shenton. And now Jeremy Idens will try to race that and start to put some men on base, hitting at .327 on the year. 7 doubles, a triple, a homer, and a team-leading 25 RBI for the outfielder, who has played all 3 outfield positions for the Gatemen this year out of UCLA. First pitch to Idens is going to miss inside about knee-high, 4-1. Been mostly on the corners. He was the right fielder when Bryant Packard was with the team, then moved to left field when Packard went off to Team USA, but has played some center and actually started for the Western Division at center field in the All-Star game. And he's going to bloop this one down into right field for a base hit. So the hitting ways continue for him. Got a hit in the All-Star game back on Sunday night and now has one. The first hit ever by a Cape Leaguer in a Cape League game in the state of Connecticut goes to Jeremy Idens. And he will get the chance to tell that to his grandkids. He's on first base, nobody out. Now Drew Millis will stride up to the plate, getting the rare designated hitter spot for him today. Saw him check that out on the lineup card before the game, and he was all kinds of excited. Got to save his body from going behind the plate. So this one misses up high to him. He lays off of it. 1-0 is the count. Millis held up his swing as this one missed outside, so he's now in a hitter's count, 2 balls and no strikes. Millis at .234 on the year, no homers, 4 RBI. But he's in a good position here as he sees this one miss outside once again. 3-0 is the count. He's also drawn 9 walks this year. Get me over fastball will get over for a called strike to Millis. So back in the count is Mace, 3 balls and a strike. Idens leads off of first. Dashbach holding him on there, so a big hole on the right side. As Waddell playing up the middle, and a big swing and a miss by Drew Millis. He was looking at that 308 down the right field line here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. But that runs the count full to 3-2. It's a short porch, but the fence a bit higher. There are some seats that are behind a protective netting, and the yellow line is above it, so balls can be played off the net here in right field. See if we get to see any of that today. Certainly something quirky you wouldn't really see in a major league ballpark. What a beautiful AA ballpark here. AA affiliates for the Colorado Rockies. Full count offering. Runner is off, and this one's going to be bounced on the ground to third. Nick Quintana will make the long throw that's dug out by Dashbach, but that's the only play as Idens was off with the pitch and is comfortably into second base. Gatemen have their first man in scoring position ahead of Lyle Lockhart. So a good move there by the Gatemen coaching staff to keep them out of a potential double play. It would have been a tight turn anyway. But a fielder's choice puts Idens at second. Eliminates Millis, and Lyle Lockhart's the switch hitter batting left, playing first base today. It's been a little nicked up with the throwing arm after pitching about a week and a half ago in Chatham. It's actually back on July 11th, so nearly 2 weeks ago. He's in the lineup once again after taking about a week off from it. And this one misses outside for ball one. Switch hitter out of Houston, hitting .211 on the year. 1 homer, 10 RBI. That 1 homer did come against these YD Red Sox in the aforementioned doubleheader back on June 24th at Red Wilson Field. This one pounds the outside corner for strike one to even things up. He's got a prime RBI opportunity here with a man in scoring position at second base and less than 2 outs, just 1 gone in the frame. Lockhart is going to fist this one foul off to the net next to the third base dugout, which the YD Red Sox accompany today. It was an early morning for both these teams. The team bus for the Gatemen leaving at 6 a.m. from Spillane Field, getting here shortly before 9 a.m. Then about an hour later, the YD Red Sox coming in, so got to imagine they left around the same time. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout there from Mace. He gets Lockhart well off balance and a pitch outside. And a big strikeout that does not advance the man from second. And now he's still there with 2 outs in the inning. The second strikeout of the game for Tommy Mace. And now Gian Martellini will look to salvage this inning for the Gatemen. Right-hand hitting catcher from Boston College. Was played sparingly this year on the Cape. Takes one in there for a called strike. This just his 10th game. And hitting .227. A couple of doubles and a homer. That was back on July the 3rd in Lowell Park against his old team, the Cotuit Kettleers. And all 3 of his RBI came off that one swing. This one misses up high to him. Count at 1-1. That average was down in the 220s as well this year for the Eagles, but the power numbers were there. That got him an invite back to the Cape. One of those rare 2-year guys. Especially rare to do it with 2 different teams. 1-1 missing outside and low to Martellini. 2-1. Swung on and missed. A comeback pitch there from Tommy Mace. And that puts things at 2-2 with 2 outs and a man at second base. Martellini last year for the Kettleers in 29 games hit just .195, but parked 3 homers and drove in 16. Two to him. Going to be fouled off. Off to the right and out of play, well above the Gatemen dugout. A lot of kids groups here today. Obviously a tough time, 12:30 on a Tuesday. A couple of boys and girls clubs from the greater Hartford area coming through, so they have put some butts in the seats today. An all-around great event to promote the Cape League as well as for the city of Hartford. 2-2 is just going to miss on the inside corner. Pretty good looking pitch from Mace, but Martellini lays it off, and it's a good thing he did. Runs that count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. (3-2) not to be made just yet. Mace steps off the rubber and looks back Jeremy Idens to second base. Idens has some pretty good speed, one of the fastest guys on this team, and a good instinctual base runner, so almost anything to the outfield should get him home. But this one's going to be bounce foul right at the Gatemen dugout on the first base side. So that count stays full there at 3-2. Martellini, as I mentioned earlier, one of these New England guys from Johnston, Rhode Island, and Bishop Hendricken High School. There's a play on here at second as the second baseman Waddell comes in behind the bag, and the tag is too late on Jeremy Idens, who slides head first back into the bag. Gatemen not used to getting the brown dirt stains on their white home uniforms, of course playing with that gravel over at Spillane. An all-around beautiful field here today. 3-2 is cut on and missed by Gian Martellini on a pitch up high, and it's the second strikeout of the inning, third of the day for Tommy Mace, and after the Gatemen get the first hit of the game, they leave Jeremy Idens stranded at second. We've played 2 full here from Dunkin' Donuts Park, still scoreless here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment. Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
To the third inning, and to the third inning of work for Nathan Florence, the right-hander out of the University of Hartford. Will get the bottom third of the order, 7, 8, 9, due up for the Red Sox. Nick Quintana, Luke Waddell, and Adam Kerner expected in the inning. For Florence so far, he has faced 6 and set down 6. 3 strikeouts along the way, so boosting up that K's number. Here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, last inning of work for me, Cameron Stewart. I'll bring you the play-by-play for the third. And then Henrique Demore for the 4th through the 6th, and then J.D. Rachi to bring us home in the 7th through the 9th. Nick Quintana will come up to the plate and bat right. He gets the treatment over the loudspeakers of the old Nickelodeon theme song, just to remind himself of what his first name might be. First offering to Quintana, cut on a miss, a big hack from him there. But he is behind it, and behind in the count, no balls and a strike. Quintana at just .250 on the year. Another one of these 2-year guys, both years with the YD Red Sox out of the University of Arizona. This one misses outside. Puts the count at 1-1. One is connected to left field and deep. On his horse is Jeremy Idens, back by the bullpen, and this ball is gone. Nick Quintana opens the scoring. He says, forget about that right field short porch. I'll take it to left, and clears everything out there. And it's 1-0 Red Sox here in the third inning. from the speakers, we hear that Shania Twain might not be impressed very much, but we are here up in the press box. That was a shot by Nick Quintana. So 1-0 as YD draws first blood. Now Luke Waddell will stand in from the left side and take the first pitch in there for a called strike. That one had trouble written all over it from Quintana. Anytime you see Jeremy Idens, who is a very poised defensive outfielder, on his horse that much, you know that that has a chance. As this one catches the outside corner, 0-2 is now the count. Waddell is going to bounce this one on the ground to short. Charging hard is Ryan Kreidler and will throw it on to first for the first out of the inning. That, of course, was the first hit for the Red Sox in this game. Technically, their first base runner, although Quintana just had a cup of coffee with all four. So now representing the bottom of the order is the catcher, Adam Kerner. This one's going to bounce to the plate, and he takes it for ball one. So 1 out, base is empty. And now a 1-0 scoreline as we play here in the top of the third inning from Dunkin' Donuts Park. 1-0 misses down low for ball two. 2-0 in favor of Kerner, who is hitting just .220 on the year. At the University of San Diego, 11 for 50, a homer and 6 RBI. So it bounces up to the plate, and even with that low batting average, Nathan Florence is pitching around him here. It's a 3-0 count. .30 gets over. Florence gets one back, and it's 3-1. Gatemen will hit the road again tomorrow, and will travel to Gov Fuller Field to take on the streaking Falmouth Commodores. This one misses outside. Down to first base goes Kerner with a 1-out walk. And after the first 6 were sent down, the bottom third has done the damage, the homer, and now a walk. And with 1 out, we flip it back up to the top of the order in Zach Ashford. Ashford 0 for 1 today, bounced out to Sahid Valenzuela, his only time up, back in the first inning to lead off this ball game. This one catches the corner for a called strike one. So Red Sox with 46 points lead the Eastern Division by a comfortable 8 over the Chatham Anglers. Hyannis still in the lead in the West, just 1 point over the Wareham Gatemen, 42-41. But those Falmouth Commodores have just stayed stingy, as this one's in there for a called strike. And that elite pitching staff they have there have them at 19, 15, and 1, and just 2 points back of the Gatemen. So a crucial stretch in the next 30 hours or so for the Wareham Gatemen to try and keep Falmouth off their heels and possibly even leapfrog Hyannis. They could be in first tomorrow, they could be in third. This one is cut on and missed. Down is Zach Ashford for the second time today, but for the first time via the strikeout. It is the fourth of the game for Nathan Florence, and it's brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. So now Johnny DeLuca will come up with 2 outs and a man on first. So now DeLuca stands in, already 0 for 1 today. He was one of those strikeout victims from Nathan Florence back in the first inning. Throwback is not in time to get Adam Kerner. Kerner starts, then stops. Martellini ready to snap throw down to first base, but this one misses down low. It's the count at a ball and no strikes. DeLuca at .305 this year on the Cape out of the University of Oregon, as he fouls this one straight back. Put the count at 1-1. Again, his one homer this year was off the Gatemen, also has 17 RBI. This one is going to be fouled off for strike 2. As I mentioned, an Oregon Duck, his college teammate playing for the Gatemen, Jacob Goldfarb. They must have some superior shampoo products out there, as DeLuca has some flowing locks coming through the batting helmet here, as does Jacob Goldfarb when we see him playing for the Gatemen. Has the day off today. One and two the count, 2 outs. Runner off at first. This one's up high. Martellini's got a chance on him, and they've got him down. DeLuca is left stranded at the plate. John Martellini cuts down the man trying to steal second in Adam Kerner. So we will start with the number 2 spot when they come back in the 4th inning. But before we head to the bottom of the 3rd, obviously a special day here playing in Hartford, Connecticut at Dunkin' Donuts Park, home of the Hartford Yard Goats. I'm joined now by our sideline reporter Mary Orders to talk about this day and this environment. Mary, how are you doing?
Good, Cam. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Now tell me, what have you liked so far about the park? We've been here quite a while already. It's only the 3rd inning, but we've been here most of the day.
Yeah.
What has impressed you the most?
Well, it's been fun. I've been walking around quite a bit during the game. Obviously, you're here in the booth, so you can't really do that. But
thanks for rubbing it in.
Just behind center field, Travelers Insurance, I think they're an insurance agency, has some inflatable slides, so that's pretty fun. I couldn't go on any because I didn't have any cash with me, but that looks pretty fun. Right next to that, there's a goat pen that actually has live goats. There's a mom goat. Her name is Fancy Pants. And then there's 2 babies. They're little and white, super cute. Their names are Sugar and Spice.
Wow.
And then if you keep going around, you actually can look into the bullpen, which is interesting because you kind of saw that before.
Yep.
There's some stands above the bullpen that you can look in. And the guys actually have a Nerf basketball hoop that was put up. I think the Yard Goats probably play with it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of cool stands out there. You've got almost like a beer deck out behind it. So those guys can look in during the games, and the bullpen guys get shaded on days like this where it can be pretty hot and sunny for a day game. So pretty good setup out there. Have you gotten a chance to see the goats yet?
Yes, they're so cute.
You've seen them live? Did you get them a pet?
I know, but I got a picture. The 2 babies were actually hiding under like a play. They have some things to play on. The mom was out and about, though. She was actually drinking from a water bottle, which was pretty interesting. Yeah. So, and then as you keep continuing around, obviously I feel like the best view in the house is probably from the dugouts, I would assume, right? We were in there earlier. What do you think of them, Cam?
I think it's a good view. Honestly, I don't mean to say anything bad about Dunkin' Donuts Park, but it's better than the view we have in the press box right here. We're not behind home plate, but still not a bad view. But yeah, the dugouts are great. They're really well kept, which is something that is always appreciated. Dugouts at any level that you go to, just to have them well kept is pretty cool. And it's a great setup here. It reminds me a lot of PNC Park in Pittsburgh with the hitter's eye and the right field bleachers and everything like that. It really is a perfect size and in a perfect place here. We're pretty much right in the thick of Hartford right now, so This is going to be definitely a good place, and hope to see the Cape League coming back here at some other points.
Well, as Ryan Kreidler comes up to bat, I'll throw it back to you, Cam. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mary, for joining us and getting a chance to chat about this beautiful park that we play in here today. Again, the first matchup between two Cape League teams off the Cape and in the state of Connecticut today. The first pitch is taken low and outside to Ryan Kreidler for ball 1, 1-0. He's at 240 on the year, a homer and 11 RBI. This one misses down in the same spot. Put the count at 2-0. This one missing up and in, so Kreidler, the number 8 man in the order, is ahead of the count. 3 balls and no strikes. Skylar Hunter is on deck. And the on-deck circles here, very fittingly, in the shape of a donut. As this one is taken low and outside, it's a 4-pitch walk to start off the inning for Tommy Mace. And down to first base goes Ryan Kreidler. The Gatemen have the leadoff man on here in the third inning, trying to answer the lone run that was scored by the Red Sox in their half of the third off the solo homer from Nick Quintana. So Skylar Hunter will look to advance him. So he stands in for his first at-bat of the day. Gonna square around to bunt and pushes one just foul down the third baseline. Looking to sacrifice the man up to second base. Now he's going to slap this one foul off to the left in front of the YD dugout. So that's going to take off the bunt here. 0-2 is the count for the center fielder Hunter, who's hitting just 180 on the year. No homers, but 9 RBI for the center fielder out of Purdue. He's going to bounce this one on the ground foul once again past third base coach Mike Mobbs. To keep things at no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 once again will miss up high to Hunter. Run the count now to 1-2 on the Gatemen center fielder. Hunter certainly had himself a season at Purdue, .333. Only 1 homer, but 38 RBI and an .812 OPS. For a guy who isn't much of a slugger, that's pretty good. Diving back in headlong is Ryan Kreidler over at first base. He also made the Big Ten All-Tournament team, did Hunter. And the Boilermakers made a bit of a Cinderella run to win the Big Ten tournament. So we got to play in the NCAAs this year. This one misses up high. Hunter has battled back after being down 0-2. Now has it even at 2-2. Two-two's going to be bounced on the ground to second. Waddell over to second for 1. The throw on to first is in time. And that leadoff walk is eliminated right away. Skylar Hunter grounds into the double play. 4-6-3 on the twin killing. And just like that, the bases are empty and there are 2 men out in the Gatemen half of the third. So, good news for Wareham as they flip over to the top of the order. So we are going to have a bit of a delay out here. Some first responders heading out to the Red Sox bullpen. Don't know if that's something that's in the bullpen or they need to get into the stands that way. We certainly hope everyone's all right back there. and they are stopping in the Red Sox bullpen, so this is not a good sign here. We'll try and get the updates as we can, but for right now, we're going to take a quick break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network as someone gets attended to out there.
Founded in 1854, the Wareham cranberry grower and private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
We are back here from Dunkin' Donuts Park, and we're playing baseball again as this one misses down low and in to Isaac Collins. Just needed to hold up to get the paramedics out there. We are just as in the dark as you are on this one. But 1-0 is the count to Collins, and this one misses inside, so make that 2-0 to the Gatemen right fielder. Was 0 for 1 today, struck out. Start things off offensively for Wareham in the first inning. Mace comes back, the 2-0. Fouled off at a big swing from the Gatemen right fielder. So put it at 2-1. Base is empty, 2 outs. The Gatemen half of the third. When we come back for the top of the fourth, here in the Gatemen Baseball Network, you'll hear the voice of the great Enrique DeMore as he'll take over my spot for the fourth through the sixth innings. This one is going to be bloop foul off to the left from Isaac Collins. For Mace from 2-0, works it back to 2-2. The opposite of what Skylar Hunter did, the last man up. Worked it from 0-2 to 2-2 before grounding into that double play. Is going to miss up high, so Isaac Collins continues the battle. Runs that count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 offering. Staying alive there is Collins at a pitch at an even 90 miles an hour. Fouls it straight back. Keeps things full. It'll be 2-3-4 expected for the Red Sox in their half of the fourth. Johnny DeLuca was left with the bat on his shoulder as Adam Kerner was caught stealing to end the last inning. 3-2, check swing, and they will appeal that he went around. Home plate umpire makes the call emphatically, and that's 2 strikeouts for Isaac Collins today. 4 in all for Tommy Mace, and we have played 3 full here in the books. It's 1-0 Red Sox here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, and when we come back, Enrique DeMore will have the play-by-play for you.
Shop from home year-round on Gatemen.org. You can customize your Gatemen gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and unique gifts 24/7, 365. Hard to find sizes, colors, and styles. Youth Clinic registration is also available. Visit us today and remember us for holiday gifts at Gatemen.org.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to teens. Registration is available online at Gatemen.org or through forms available at the merchandise booth.
Welcome on into Dunkin' Donuts Park here in historic Hartford, Connecticut. AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies, being the Hartford Yard Goats, hosting the Cape Cod Baseball League action today between the Wareham Gatemen and the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox, pair of former first-place teams. YD still hanging on to first in an East Division that has regressed to the mean in a very aggressive way. Chatham down to 2 games over 500, but they hang on to second place. Wareham, meanwhile, 6 games over 500 and are in second place, granted just a half game and 1 point back from the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. They will get their second shot at the Falmouth Commodores in as many days later today. They will send Houston Roth to the mound against TJ Sycamore after Falmouth took it to Hyannis 7-2 yesterday. Meanwhile, stateside here in Hartford, the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox, they do lead at 1-0. They've got 2-3-4 coming up to face Nathan Florence, who's out there for his 4th inning of work after giving up the solo shot to Nick Quintana back in the 3rd inning. First batter is Johnny DeLuca. He's already ahead of the count, 1-0. And takes ball 2 low. DeLuca just finished up his freshman year at Oregon, and so far has been one of the better players on this YD roster, a mainstay who has done his fair share of damage against the Gatemen as he takes strike 1 at the knees. Batting .302, low strikeout guy, relatively speaking, 17-95. 17 strikeouts and 95 at-bats, that is. DeLuca fouls that one back, and Florence bounces back 2-2. Went over 2 in the All-Star game for the East, as YD sent a Cape League record for this year anywhere. Cape League high, I should say, is probably more accurate. 9, count them, 9 All-Stars to the Summer Classic, if you will. As the West did take down the East 4-3. Gatemen All-Stars collected 1 hit total. Breaking ball drops in there, strike 3. DeLuca knew it. Martellini had it going around the horn before the call was even made. 5th strikeout of the day for Nathan Florence. Besides the home run ball, he has been dealing, like I said, the 5 strikeouts. Only 1 really hard-hit ball. The only other blemish besides the solo home run to Quintana to lead off the 3rd inning was the walk to Adam Kerner, but Gian Martellini and Ryan Kreidler took care of him on the base paths he tried to steal. So Johnny DeLuca was up to bat at that point, but retired here for the first out of the inning. With the bases empty now, it's Andrew Dashbach. One of the best players on a Stanford roster that at one point was the 2nd best team in the country. Early exit, though, in the NCAA tournament to Wright State. Of course, a couple Cape Codders from Wright State. Seth Gray of Hyannis, you remember him, as well as Peyton Burdick of Cotuit, hailing from Wright State. That one low. Dashbach ahead of the count, 2-0. Dashbach as well an all-star, hitless in 4 at-bats against the West. Before registering a 1-for-4 performance yesterday against Bourne, an 8-3 win, was 0 for his last 9. But still hitting a remarkable .252. He can hit the long ball as well. He's got 5 of them. Good take on that one, 3-0. Reese Albert out of Florida State waits on deck. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Dashbach put a charge into 1 his last time up, but a late leaping catch by Gatemen right fielder Isaac Collins denied him of extra bases. Upstairs, he lost him. 4 straight pitches put Andrew Dashbach aboard here with 1 out in the 4th. And now Reese Albert, like I said, will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Dashbach with just 1 stolen base that he registered yesterday. Had not attempted one all year before a successful attempt in the 8-3 win over Bourne. Albert batting .299 on the year. Takes strike 1. .13 RBIs for Mr. Albert. And a YD team that really can do it all, but offensively they are unbelievably gifted. Shoots that one foul straight back. To the count. Gatemen trail it 1-0 here in the 4th inning from Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut. Florence set. He deals. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. 6th strikeout of the day. 2 punch-outs in this inning alone for Florence. Has had a punch-out in every inning. 2 in the second, 1 in the first, 1 in the third. And now with 2 outs, but still Dashbach hanging out at first base. Here comes Quinn Cotton. He's 0 for 1. And an unfamiliar sight and sound in the Cape League games anyway is walk-up songs, which no one has. But here they give them walk-up songs. I don't know if they got to choose them. But if they do, then clearly Quinn Cotton has a sense of humor as he takes ball 1 upstairs as he picked or didn't pick Cotton Eye Joe. Which, again, don't know if he got to choose it. But given the shenanigans that minor league ballparks love to pull with their soundboards to keep the crowd into it, my money is on the fact that he maybe did not choose that. Shoots that one foul. Infield straight up and back for Wareham. Outfield playing relatively deep, but it is a short porch here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. 3:08 down the line in right. Confess from my broadcast position, I really can't see the left field foul pole, so I'd love to tell you that dimension, but can't right now. Strike 2 at the knees to Cotton. Florence comes set. 1 on, 2 down, the 1-2. Ball low, missed it with the fastball. Don Sneddon had mentioned that it might be a bullpen day for the Gatemen, but the operative word there is might. It all hinged, and I guess present tense hinges now, on how deep Florence can go. Florence, a local boy in the sense that he's from New England, but also plays his ball at Hartford. Just finished up his sophomore year there. The 2-2 missed outside, so now 3-2, full count with 2 away on Quinn Cotton. While Lockhart lets Dashbach go at first. His lead doesn't even make it to the cutout, though, but he'll be off on the pitch, and there he goes, the 3-2 pitch. Skied into right field, relatively deep. Collins has a beat on it, though, and makes the catch at the base of the warning track, and the side is retired. YD Red Sox get a man aboard and Andrew Dashbach, but leave him stranded as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 1-0 Red Sox on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on Cape Cod.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Welcome back to Dunkin' Donuts Park. 1-0 Red Sox on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Sahid Valenzuela, followed by Austin Shenton and Jeremy Idens. 3 guys who made the start for the West Division in the All-Star game, in which the West took it over the East 4-3 in a bit of a weird game. A lot of rain, gloomy weather. The home run contest went late. It led to a delayed start time. As the crowd is starting to get into it here as the signal for more noise flashes across the outfield video boards. The ribbon in between the upper and lower decks in right field. Now back to the normal advertisements. And we are ready for baseball here in the 4th inning. Like I said, Valenzuela, Shenton, and Idens. 1 for 3 between the 3 of them. Idens with a single, but that has been the only Gateman hit of the day. And what's quickly turned into a pitcher's duel here at Dunkin' Donuts Park, just a hit apiece, but of course YD with the one that matters, a solo shot by Nick Quintana out of Arizona to start the 3rd inning off. Valenzuela takes ball 1 inside, 1-1. Valenzuela out of Cal State Fullerton, hitting .311 on this year. Strike at the knees, 0-2. 1-2, excuse me. Good contact bat from Cal State Fullerton, and not a big strikeout guy either. And try to hit the ball on the ground and beat you with his quickness. Upstairs. Count evens at 2-2. And Valenzuela, despite his speed and his quickness, he doesn't have conventional base running speed, or at least none that he's shown, as that one is chopped weakly up the middle. Over to field, it is Waddell Moore up the middle, does the second baseman for the Red Sox range, and retires the side as he flips over to first, 1 away here in the 4th. Now Austin Shenton, the batter, like I said, he's 0 for 1. And Cam Stewart had mentioned it, but Shenton also not a big strikeout guy, batting .386 is a big reason for that. Shenton also with that even .500 on base percentage. Really impressive stuff from the Florida International University Golden Panther, just Panther. Golden moniker was dropped after 2011. First pitch to him from Mace in the dirt. Tommy Mace making his 3rd start, 4th appearance of the year for YD. Trying to hammer into the dirt, an 8+ ERA. Sends a fastball. Bounced right over to Waddell again. And back-to-back 4-3 putouts for both Shenton and in the 4th inning. Make it 2 out here in the 4th. Jeremy Idens, the guy with the only Gateman hit on the day, steps up to the plate. Base is empty, 2 down. We're here in the 4th inning. And songs like this one, which you can probably hear over the over just what our mics are picking up, that's a little more of a conventional walk-up song. Would not be surprised if that was Mr. Idens' choice. But again, Cotton Eye Joe with Quinn Cotton. Probably more of a play by the Yard Goats than anything else. First pitch misses low, 1-0. Ready quickly as that one is fouled off straight back, 1-1. Idens playing his 2nd year of summer ball. Last year he did so in the Midwest in the Northwoods League. Played in the North Division. That one is chopped right up the middle. Into the glove of Tommy Mace. Runs it over to first. Underhand flip. Retires the side. The Gatemen go down 1-2-3 in the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. Still 1-0 Red Sox on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent, or for live music every weekend, located on Route 105 in Marion.
South Coast Health, operators of Charlton Memorial Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, and Toby Hospital, delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Health, the best care plus something more.
The Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
Welcome back to Dunkin' Donuts Park. My name's Enrique DeMore, bringing you the action from Hartford, Connecticut. Pitching change for the Gatemen, and this one, of course, brought to you by the Bay Point Club. Onset's 18-hole championship golf course. The driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day. And always welcome to the public, so do yourself a favor and go get to the point. Nathan Florence's day is done. Goes 4 innings, like I said, just gives up the 1 run on the 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. A very good outing for him, really by every stretch of the imagination. But we talked about how the long ball has been trouble for Florence. He's given up 4 of the 15 Gatemen home runs this year just by himself. The new guy on the hill is Tyler Ahern. After 48 pitches, Florence's day is done. And Ahern out of Florida State will be the new arm for Wareham. He will face Christian Koss, Nick Quintana, and Luke Waddell. 6, 7, 8 for the YD Red Sox. Ahern carries an 0-2 record into today's Game 1 start. 4 appearances total. ERA right around 7. 9 innings of work, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 12 hits as well for Ahern. He's given up multiple earned runs in all of his last appearances. The opponent batting average at .333, so, still with 9 innings of work, 4 appearances. A relatively small sample size, but Ahern definitely trying to right the ship here. Just finished up his freshman year with the Seminoles. Gets a nice swing and a miss on a low fastball from Christian Koss out of UCI. He's 0 for 1 today. Ahern out of the bullpen for Florida State this year as well. 6'2", 185 right-hander, originally from Jupiter, Florida. Out of the Athlete Powerhouse High School IMG Academy. No doubt you've seen their stuff pretty much all over the place. They produce athletes in a lot of the major sports, football, basketball most notably, but also have a respectable baseball program, and that is where Ahern emerged from. Ahern no stranger to the bigger parks as opposed to the Cape League, as that one misses outside to move the count to 2-1 on Koss. Got to pitch at Fenway Park when his Florida State Seminoles played against Gian Martellini's Boston College Eagles. And Martellini almost took him deep at Fenway, settled for a double, but almost homered off his current teammate. And had to talk to him about that at the Fenway workout where the Gatemen were about a week ago. As heading to the dugout to get a new piece of lumber is Christian Koss. Not too much of a breeze here at Dunkin' Donuts Park as the temperatures still sit in the low 80s, but man, is it muggy. Shirt's starting to stick to my back. Koss gets a new stick, and he is ready for battle again against Tyler Ahern. Ready for the 2-2. Here it comes. Swinging a foul over the first base dugout. We'll do it again. Count remains even. Quintana on deck. Long black hair poking out under his helmet, I should say. Extends to right around his collar on the red YD Red Sox jerseys. Gatemen going with the home whites as they are technically the home team here. That one is skied, shallow, foul ground. First base side, Lockhart under it, battling the sun, reaches up and makes the catch for out number 1. Now Quintana will bat, and of course he has the solo home run. That has been the difference in this one as the Red Sox lead at 1-0 in the top of the 5th now. Almost halfway through this one. No other games going on in the Cape League right now. Everyone else getting started at the more normal times of 6, 6:30, 7 o'clock. Swinging a tip into the glove, strike 1. Braves taking on the Kettleers at 5 o'clock at Lowell Park. Harbor Hawks hosting the Commodores at 6 o'clock. Harwich hosting Orleans. Orleans trying to stop a 5-game losing streak that finds them 2 points away from missing the playoffs as they travel to Harwich. And the team knocking on Orleans' doorstep The Brewster Whitecaps. They travel to Veterans Field to take on the Chatham Anglers, who just got massacred yesterday by the Cotuit Kettleers 15-5 on their own home turf. That game gets going at 7. Whitecaps will go to Brady Basso, trying to pick up his first win of the year. As the Whitecaps, they've gotten hot. They sit just 2 points out of a playoff spot. If I would have told you that a week and a half ago, you might have turned off the broadcast right there and then because you thought this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Clearly has not watched the Whitecaps play all year. And by every stretch, they still, I maintain, are the worst team in the league. A minus 67 run differential. But they've been playing 500 ball their last 10 games. And just a week and a half ago, we had just 4 wins. We're on track for the worst season in Cape League history. 1-2 to Quintana, fouls it off again. YD well in first place in the East Division, but in the West, a bit of a logjam at the top. Hyannis, Wareham, and Falmouth in first, second, and third, separated by just 3 points. With just under 10 games to go here in the season, it should be good down the stretch. That one lined into left field. Diving, sliding catch by Jeremy Idens. And there, the umpire is ruling that he did not make the catch. Ruling that it bounced into his glove. Quintana selling it, hanging out at first base while the umpires go and review it. And there's not going to be any review, but Don Snedden's going to come jogging out of the dugout, and that was just I think that was just the wrong call. See if we can get a replay here on my own monitor. Don Snedden's giving the umpire a faceful. He is about 5 inches away from the third base umpire. And everyone here in the press box in agreement that the catch was made. I mean, that's just straight up the wrong call. He caught the ball. I don't know what else to say. No disrespect to the umpire. I'm not trying to cause controversy, but I saw that with my own 2 eyes. So did everyone else. The ball hit 2 things. The bat and Jeremy Idens' glove. It did not hit the ground. So now the Red Sox trying to take advantage of a tough break for the Gatemen. And off on the pitch is Quintana. This one bounced over to second. Could get 2. To second for 1. Over to first. In time. The universe has a way of righting itself, ladies and gentlemen. Good karma for the Gatemen as the 4-6-3 double play brought to you by TM Rider Insurance, where great protection is the best policy, gets the Gatemen out of the inning. Halfway through this one, 1-0 Red Sox on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We'll be right back.
Head on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar and Grill for their support.
Established in 1877, TM Rider is a family-run insurance agency located in downtown Middleborough, Massachusetts. TM Rider's goal is to find the best coverage at a fair rate for their customers, but they really value giving the best service they can provide. Visit the office on Thatcher's Row if you would like P&C insurance information, quotes, and policies.
The 2018 Cape League All-Star Game will be played at White House Field in Harwich, Sunday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., gates open at 2. One highlight will be the Cumberland Farms home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Support the Gatemen in part by purchasing your ticket right now at the merchandise booth. Tickets are just $5.
Welcome back to Dunkin' Donuts Park. 1-0 Red Sox here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. First place team in the East against the second place team in the West. Gatemen with a win would leapfrog the Hyannis Harbor Hawks before their matchup with the Falmouth Commodores for first place. Every game is going to count extra here as the Gatemen play a bevy of West Division opponents going forward. In fact, after the YD Red Sox, just one more East Division opponent on the whole year. For the Gatemen, they have one last trip out to Orleans. And around that, 3 straight games against Falmouth. 2 at home, 1 on the road. from the 25th to the 27th. That starts tomorrow, actually, at Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field, and then that trip to Orleans. Hyannis at home to finish the series against them. Catuit at Lowell Park, finish the series against them, and a home-and-home against Bourne. Home then on the road on August 1st and 2nd before the Gatemen get the day off on the 3rd and start the playoffs right there on the 4th. You know the Gatemen have not mathematically clinched the playoffs. They are about as close as you can be. And Hyannis, incrementally closer. Baseball getting set to go here finally as Drew Miller steps up to the plate. Bats from the left side, playing designated hitter today. Sends that one weakly over to the left side. Nick Quintana under it, and the Arizona Wildcat makes the catch for out number 1. Millis is going to want that one back. Now 6 straight Gatemen retired by Tommy Mace, who's out there for his 5th inning of work. He has thrown just 58 pitches. He could go 6, and it would be his longest outing of the year. Mace has struggled all year. At Florida, had an okay season. On the Cape, has not done a ton better. An 8.71 ERA coming into today. Got tagged for 4 earned runs, 6 total in a 6-3 loss to Bourne back on July 18th. But so far, so good for Tommy Mace against a potent Gatemen offense. One and 1 is the count on Lockhart. Switch hitting Houston Cougar batting from the left side in the 6th hole today for Wareham. Ball 2 misses low. Now the 1-2, excuse me, and that one chopped right into the glove of Mace. And he goes to first for out number 2. Not too many hard hit balls today for the Gatemen. The only one really has been the single by Jeremy Ides. Not too many hard hit ground balls, a lot of choppers, a lot of weak contact. Mace has had his breaking stuff working very well. He's been locating it down and in and down and away. To pretty much everyone in this Wareham lineup. Idens and a lot of these Gatemen hitters obviously very gifted. But Idens, he has been having a slightly better season here than almost anyone in this Gatemen lineup offensively. With the 1-for-2 performance today moves his average up to .330. Gian Martellini now will bat with the bases empty and 2 down. He's 0-for-1 with a strikeout that came back in the 2nd inning. Takes ball 2 upstairs. We've talked about in the last week and a half how the Gatemen have really been missing the pop in their lineup, provided by the likes of Andrew Vaughn, the best player in the country. It's not just my opinion. That is the country's opinion. He won the Golden Spikes Award over Brady Singer, Casey Mize, Cody Clemens. A lot of very gifted players. 2 of those guys now in my Detroit Tigers organization, the 1st and 2nd round pick, Casey Mize, as well as Cody Clemens, 1st and 2nd round pick. Casey Mize, of course, former Gateman. On the pitching staff 2 years ago. And his battery mate Joey Bart went number 2 overall. So that one is rifled up the middle. There's that hard hit ball we were looking for. Martellini aboard with a base hit as that one rolls into center field, and the Gatemen have something going here with 2 outs. Gatemen trying to make things a little more awesome here. Ryan Kreidler steps up to the plate. One of just a couple Gatemen base runners today, besides, actually now 1 of 3, with Martellini reaching on the single, but Idens, who singled back in the 2nd, was the 2nd. And Ryan Kreidler walked in the 3rd, looking for his first hit. As now the trainer, the coaching staff, and the entire infield, this looks like, going out there to look at Tommy Mace as he is getting his right arm examined. And, of course, his throwing arm. And now the home plate umpire going out there to make sure that the powwow is productive, not just a time-wasting tactic. Windy does lead it here 1-0. And these first-place Red Sox, the best team in the Cape. And they have not, and part of the reason for that is they have not surrendered a lead all season. When leading after the 5th inning, they are a clean 17-0. So if the Gatemen cannot get out of the 5th without scoring, statistically speaking, they are in some deep, deep trouble. Time's still out as Tommy Mace throwing out some more pitches. Things look good for the freshman from Florida. Everyone adjourns to their previous spots, so looks like Mace is okay. It's good to see. But I imagine the the Red Sox rather, will probably go to their bullpen after this inning, especially if the Gatemen can get a run across. They've got a runner aboard in Gian Martellini on first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mace from the stretch. First pitch to Kreidler. Thought about it. Missed upstairs, though. One 1-0 to the UCLA Bruin. 1 of 4 on this Gatemen roster. 2 of the Bruins All-Stars this year, Jeremy Idens and Ryan Garcia. Garcia, one of 2 Gatemen pitchers who made the All-Star team, both of them throwing scoreless innings, giving up 3 hits total. Kreidler and Nick Ralston out of the Gatemen bullpen. A pair of Bruins who did not make the All-Star team, but Kreidler having a solid year, batting in the bottom of the order. Takes a swing and a miss at that one, completely mistimed it. Was sitting, well, not fastball, as he was behind the one that blew by letter high. We'll push the count to 2-1 on Kreidler. But nothing short of excellent in the field, though, Kreidler, despite the .241 batting average. That one low, 3-1. Kreidler walked his last time up and is riding a 3-game hit streak. 1 base knock in all 3 of those games. The 3-1 to Kreidler, swinging a hard ground ball off the netting in the YD dugout, so count will go full. Off on this next pitch will be Gian Martellini. Martellini with a hard hit single up the middle to put him on first with 2 outs, excuse me. One nothing in favor of the first place Red Sox. The pitch. Ball inside, he lost him. Excuse me, a late, and I mean very late, strike 3 call, and I only knew it was a strike 3 call, not because the home plate umpire signaled it, but because you could see Ryan Kreidler yell something, and clearly out of frustration as his body tensed up, frustrated that he got rung up on the inside fastball out of the hand of Mace. So the Gatemen get a base runner and a base knock, but strand him at first base. We'll go to the top of the 6th inning, still 1-0 Red Sox on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone, a home run.
Eastern Propane and Oil is the Wareham Gatemen home run sponsor. Each time a home run is hit by a Gatemen player, Eastern Propane and Oil donates a camp scholarship to a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
The Wareham Gatemen thank Reed Custom Soils for your support. Reed Custom Soils is New England's most experienced precision soil blenders and is trusted by over 300 golf courses throughout New England.
Welcome back to Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut. Dunkin' Donuts Park normally the home of the Hartford Yard Goats, a Double-A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies, but today playing host to some Cape Cod League baseball action. YD Red Sox taking on the quote-unquote home team, Wareham Gatemen. Gatemen, like I said, in their home whites. Red Sox counter with the red, with the black, or I should say navy blue, I guess, numbers and white outlines on their backs. And just below the right chest as well. Tyler Ahern is back for his second inning of work. We'll face 9-1-2, Adam Kerner, Zach Ashford, and Johnny DeLuca. The first one gets a quick put out there across the diamond. An easy ground ball, one away. One pitch, one out for Ahern, trying to bounce back from what has been a bit of a rough season for him on the Cape. Has given up multiple earned runs in all three of his last appearances. So far, so good, though. Does have the single given up to Nick Quintana, but if you were with us before, that one mired in controversy as it was a line drive that Idens caught out of the air. I have no other way to explain it. That one is hammered into right field, going to get down for a base hit. Could be extra bases. Isaac Collins chases into the right field gap, but nicely cut off by the Creighton Blue Jay to strand over at first base. Zach Ashford out of Fresno State, so the Red Sox do have one aboard here with one out, but could have been worse. He's not in scoring position. Responsibility to get him there now falls to Johnny DeLuca, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. But like I said, Quintana's second base hit of the day, and the Red Sox, at that point, second base hit of the day. Fell right into the glove of Jeremy Idens and made a very nice play to the UCLA Bruin. That one a little dribbler foul down the first base line. Off with the pitch was Zach Ashford. But the third base umpire had other ideas. Ruled that it was not a catch, ruled that he caught it on the bounce, which, again, just not the right call. Pickoff attempt over to first base, nothing doing. This one off the bat of DeLuca, roped down the right field line for a base hit, going first to third, or at least attempting to. Zach Ashford, the ball gets away from Shenton, but he holds up at third base. But with some heads-up base running, Johnny DeLuca manages to push himself to second. So second and third, one out for Andrew Dashbog. This is about the last situation that the Gatemen want to be in. Two runners in scoring position for a guy who knows a thing or two about driving runs in for the Red Sox. Team leading 21 RBIs on the year for Dashbach. Quintana right on his heels with 20, and Quinn Cotton, wouldn't you believe it, in third with 18 coming into today. Andrew Dashbach has shown that he is anything but weak, both this spring at Stanford in his sophomore campaign, an incredible one, and has continued to hit the cover off the ball here on the Cape. Infield back for Wareham. Willing to surrender the run as the intentional walk now. Starts up to Andrew Dashbach. No surprise there. Reese Albert waits on deck. Ball 2 comes in. Actually, looks like we might have a pinch hitter. That's Noah Campbell on deck out of the University of South Carolina. No one else swinging a bat. Quinn Cotton waiting at the mouth of the dugout. So it looks like we will have a pinch hitter as Campbell steps up to the plate. Switch hitter, like I said, sophomore out of the University of South Carolina. Gonna put 3 ducks on the pond, red jerseys at every pillow. Here at Dunkin' Donuts Park, Gatemen trying to protect a 1-0 lead. Corners in for Wareham, middle infield pinched, ready for the double play. That is by far the best case scenario. The designated hitter spot now belongs to number 14, Noah Campbell. Switch hitting Gamecock batting from the left side. First pitch to him, fastball misses upstairs. Dashbach at first, Johnny DeLuca at second, and Zach Ashford at third. Adam Kerner started this inning off by grounding out to Ryan Kryler, but since then, nothing but trouble for Wareham. That one misses outside, 2-0. DeLuca singled and advanced on an errant throw. That one rifled into right field, going to get down for a base hit. Fielded by Collins, comes up throwing. The throw comes into Martellini, but had to range a little bit to his left to save multiple runs, but Zach Ashford scores easily to make it 2-0 YD in the 6th. Johnny DeLuca moves over to third. And Andrew Dashbach takes second. Noah Campbell delivers with his first base hit of the day in his pinch hit appearance. Now it looks like we might have a pinch hitter for Quinn Cotton, in fact. Cotton will end the day 0 for 2. Bradley Beasley out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Mustangs out west. Full name of the school, California Polytechnic State University at San Luis Obispo. That is a mouthful and a half. You can abbreviate it down to Cal Poly SLO, S-L-O, for San Luis Obispo. The other Cal Poly in Pomona. Not Division I in their sports, though, but Cal Poly in the West Coast Conference. So Campbell with the RBI single, and now Beasley. Yes, he did go around, says the home plate umpire. Strike one. Bases loaded, 2-0 Red Sox. We're in the top of the 6th. YD trying to add more. The 0-1 to Beasley. Just outside, 1-1. Ahern sets, holds a glove about neck high. The pitch. Fastball misses outside. Martellini reaches for it, prevents it from going to the backstop. 2-1. Beasley listed as an outfielder, so probably a 1-to-1 switch, but we'll find out for sure when the lineup card flips over. Beasley has done well in a short time at the Cape, batting .356, but has only had 45 at-bats, about half of what the rest of these Red Sox have registered. That one low, 3-1 to the Cal Poly Mustang. Two for 4 yesterday in the win against Bourne. Does have 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run, but just 5 RBIs to show for him this year. In the dirty, lost him. Fire up the merry-go-round. Second earned run of the day comes across for the YD Red Sox. Second of the inning, I should say. As trotting in from third is Johnny DeLuca. 3-0 YD in the 6th. Dashbach over to third. Noah Campbell up to second. As Bradley Beasley an RBI on the walk. Christian Koss will bat now. 1 out, still bases loaded for the UCI Anteater. Now going out to the mound is Jim Lawler. He's out there to discuss strategy moving forward with the rest of this inning. A little bit of a tough one for the Gatemen as YD has a chance to blow this one wide open. And you yourself can discuss investment strategy with Joe Crespi from Merrill Lynch, who sponsors this trip to the mound. Warming up in the Gatemen bullpen, Zach Hart. But trying to buy a little more time for Ahern is Jim Lawler and company. Meeting adjourned on the bump. Gian Martellini trots back to his position behind the plate. Koss will try to get his first base knock of the day, and what a big one it would be. His team leads at 3-0 here. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors for YD, no runs, 2 hits, no errors for Wareham. Bases juiced, 1 out for the Red Sox. Tyler Ahern trying to work out of a jam. Best case scenario is the double play. Middle infield for Wareham, ready for it. First pitch, breaking ball misses inside, 1-0. Middle infield is playing. Costa pull ever so slightly. That one to Koss. Spins out of the way of that one, 2-0. Ahern's got to find the zone here. Does have 2 walks on the day. And has given up 2 hits as well. One of them intentional. Or one of the walks intentional, I should say. To Andrew Dashbach. He now stands at third. Dashbach at third. Claps his hands twice, urging on Koss. Takes a 2-0 pitch and chops it over to third. Shenton out of home, and the throw gets away from Martellini. Austin Shenton could have had a double play, or at least a force at home, but the Gatemen settle for 0 as Shenton threw it away, and another YD run comes in to score. Andrew Dashbach in easily from third, make that 4-0 YD. E5 for those of you keeping score at home. Christian Koss aboard, first error of the day for the top-rated Wareham Gatemen defense. Coming into today, the Red Sox with almost twice as many errors as the Gatemen. Wareham was 61. Excuse me, YD was 61. Wareham with 32. That was coming into today. That one the 33rd of the year. Koss aboard on the 5-2 fielder's choice for those of you keeping score at home. Does get the RBI on that one. And that one, a ground ball over to second, could be 2. Valenzuela, nice spin over to second, over to first. Got him. 4-6, 3 double play. Gets the Gatemen out of the inning, but boy, what a doozy it was. That double play, of course, brought to you by TM Rider Insurance, where great protection is the best policy. Inning finally over, but the YD Red Sox tag on 3 more. They lead it 4-0 here in the 6th inning. We're going to throw it to our Mary Orders, actually. She got to catch up with Nathan Florence, today's starter, who, for all intents and purposes, really did have a good outing. Mary, what did he say was working for him?
Definitely Henrique. I went over to the bullpen and actually talked to him in the middle of the 5th, so when it was looking a little bit better on the scoreboard for the Gatemen, but he said he felt great. He was able to start and get into his routine, which is definitely very important. As for the pitches that were working for him, he said his fastball was working well, and he could command it pretty well. He also mentioned that his breaking ball was available, which helps for the 2-strike pitch or to get ahead of batters. And he is also, as we have mentioned, went to the University of Hartford, so he has played in this ballpark a few times. Actually, over his last 2 starts in this ballpark, he's gone 11 innings and given up only 1 run and struck out 18. So as we spoke about that, he said, "This park is my favorite place to pitch." He mentioned that the environment is unlike any other, and he's happy he got another opportunity to pitch here. He definitely thinks there is something special about this place, and he just loves the chance to pitch here again. He felt like he was back home, starting in front of his family and friends, and his roommate and some of his old teammates. So he definitely felt like he had a great day on the mound, as I would say he did too. So back to you, Henrique.
Thank you so much, Mary. Love the access that she's able to give us down in the dugout, in the bullpen, talking to every which Gateman. And like she said, Florence really did have a good start for all intents and purposes, even though the scoreboard not going Wareham's way. Like Mary said, earlier on in the day, it was going super well. Florence threw 4 innings, giving up just the 1 earned run on 1 hit. That was the solo shot by Quintana. Nothing else, though. Pair of walks, 6 strikeouts. So continuing the high strikeout numbers for Florence. As Mary mentioned, 11 innings, a whole bevy of strikeouts, and just the 1 earned run given up. So just more of the same for Mr. Florence out of Hartford. A pitching change here for YD. Tommy Mace turned in one heck of a performance, and Tyler Madrigal will get a chance to go here in Hartford at Dunkin' Donuts Park. all-star for YD this year and struggled heavily against the Gatemen. The only time that these two teams met in which Madrigal pitched, I should say, gave up 2 runs, but both of them unearned. Started 2 hits, struck out 2. But this year has pitched immaculately since then. Since giving up those 2 runs, has only given up 1 run, period, earned or otherwise. That was in a 5-2 win over Orleans way back on July 17th. But has given up just 3 earned runs all year in 21 innings of work. Pitched 2/3 of a scoreless inning for the East All-Stars in that 4-3 loss to the West Division. 19 strikeouts, just 4 walks. But the 20 hits a little high, but he's managed to get out of it, which is especially remarkable considering how poor YD's defense has been. Christian Koss by himself, 8 errors. He had 2 in one game against the Gatemen. Back on the doubleheader day at Red Wilson Field, June 24th. Seems like forever ago. Skylar Hunter, the batter now. Takes a 2-0 pitch right down Broadway, 2-1. YD put up a 3 spot in a messy 6th inning for Wareham. 2-1 lifted into right field, going to get down for a base hit. It was a looping line drive that Luke Waddell might have had a chance at, but scurried into right field before he could get a hand on it. Hunter's first base hit of the day gives the Gatemen a little bit of life here as they try to be the first team to beat YD after trailing in the 5th inning. YD, again, a perfect 17-0 this year. 17-0. 17 of their 21 wins. When leading after the 5th inning, their bullpen has been dominant. 3.71 team ERA coming into this game. The only 3 pitching staffs with the better team ERA in order are Falmouth, Harwich, you probably knew that, but third, Wareham. Funnily enough. And part of the reason, especially for that 3rd place mark instead of maybe 4th, as that one is low to Isaac Collins, 2-0, is the fact that in the 8-6 win against Bourne a few days ago, all 6 of the Bourne runs were unearned. So as far as ERA is concerned, the Gatemen pitching staff had a perfect day. Struggling to find the zone now, though, is Ty Madrigal out of St. Mary's. Tommy Mason, immaculate start for him. 73 pitches, worked 5 innings, gave up just the 2 hits. No runs earned or otherwise, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts for the Florida Gator. I'm going to call it strike on Collins. 2-1 to the Creighton Blue Jay. 4-0 YD. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. My name is Henrique DeMore. Thank you so much for listening whenever, wherever, and wherever you are. Collins lifts this one lazily and routine into right field. Backpedaling on it is Zach Ashford, and he retires Collins for out number 1. Fahid Valenzuela bats. He's 0 for 2 today. Pair of groundouts, 1 to second and 1 to short. In the 4th and in the 1st, respectively. Valenzuela, a good contact bat and hard line drives, ground ball, singles, doubles guy, but has 2 home runs on the year, 1 from each side of the plate. 1 to each side of the field, sort of by extension. Takes ball 1 here. Ty Madrigal out of St. Mary's. Teammate of now former Wareham Gateman Ken Waldachuk. Another one of the Gales. He went home earlier this year, actually earlier this week, I should say, because of an innings limit. Has taken a mean rip and a miss at a breaking ball upstairs is Fahid Valenzuela. So the count evens on him, 1-1. The guy who plays his ball in California, a Cal State Fullerton Titan. Fastball gets him at the knees, strike 2. YD got 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 6th, and that is where we stand. They lead it by 4 here in the 6th. 4 runs, 5 hits. No errors for YD, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Wareham. 1-2, lifted into center field. Could it get down? It will. It bounces right in front of Johnny DeLuca. had Valenzuela played pretty deep out there in center field. Could not catch up to it. Now the Gatemen have 2 aboard for Austin Shenton. This is exactly the situation the Gatemen want to be in here. Although the force and the fact that there is 1 out may be a little debilitating. Maybe not debilitating, but less than ideal, we'll say. The Gatemen still know how to manufacture something out of nothing. And boy, what a place here for Shenton to get on board with an extra base hit. Shenton hitless today. Batting .383 on the year. And Gateman third baseman and designated hitter riding an 8-game hit streak. 3 of those multi-hit affairs. First pitch misses outside. He missed with a breaking ball. Before that, an 0-for-1 pinch hit appearance at Katuitt. So even though that does technically count, a little bit unfortunate. Before that, 1-for-3 in a game against Chatham. Before that, 0-for-3, where the hitting streak stopped in earnest. But has reached base in almost every single game this year for Wareham. Statistically speaking, he's due here, and what a big spot it would be. The Gatemen trail it by 4. 1-1 the count on the Gatemen third baseman and all-star Austin Shenton. Valenzuela at second as that one is looped into right field shallow, but racing back on it is Luke Waddell as the second baseman for YD makes the catch 2 away. Valenzuela, at first base. Skylar Hunter at second for Jeremy Idens. 1 for 2 today, 1 of 3 Gatemen base hits. Time is called by the YD coaching staff. Out to the mound, we'll see if they make a pitching change, although this is the most trouble that YD has gotten into all day. Their bullpen, like I said, has been notoriously reliable. Infamous across the Cape League. And the Red Sox do, in fact, go to the bullpen. Right-hander coming out of the pen for YD. We'll tell you exactly who that is in just a sec after this commercial break. We'll be right back. Gatemen have 2 on and 2 out in the 6th here from Dunkin' Donuts Park.
At E.L. Morse Lumber, commitment to daily operations, including their competitive prices, complete product selection, and superior customer care. Visit E.L. Morse Lumber, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham, for service with a personal touch.
Are you hungry? Visit the concession stand for some new menu items. Try fried dough, chicken fingers, or french fries along with your regular favorites, hot dogs, burgers, cold drinks, and ice cream. Proceeds from the concession stand support the Gatemen and the Wareham High DECA program.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Welcome back to Dunkin' Donuts Park. 4-0 Red Sox. They go to the bullpen for the second time today. Third guy out of the pen is Trenton Denholm out of UC Irvine. All-star again this year for the YD Red Sox. Brings a 2-0 record into today's ballgame and a clean 0-0-0 ERA. Has given up just 1 run. It was unearned back in a 6-6 tie to Brewster back on July 7th. But this power arm out of UC Irvine does not mess around. He threw 2 2/3 scoreless innings and actually got the win in the 6-5 win against Wareham at Spillane Field back on July 1st. 7 appearances, all out of the bullpen, has 26 strikeouts in 16 innings, which for those of you that don't know, that is very, very good. 6 walks, 9 hits given up all year by the UC Irvine Anteater teammate of shortstop Christian Koss. He will face now Jeremy Idens, who has 2 aboard with 2 outs here in the 6th. Gatemen trying to bite into this 4-0 lead however possible. First pitch, strike on the outside corner to the all-star left fielder Jeremy Idens. Skylar Hunter started things off with a single. Isaac Collins with a pop out. Valenzuela singled into center. Shenton popped out to the second baseman, Luke Waddell. So that is how we got to this scenario, 2 on, 2 out. Infield shifting Idens heavily to the left, playing him to pull. Idens shoots that one foul and very quickly down 0-2. Playing Trenton Denholm's game right now. Ty Madrigal, 2/3 of an inning of work for him. 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. No earned runs so far, but those 2 base runners are his responsibility. So should they come around to score, they go on his record. The 0-2 to Idens. Swinging a fly ball, lazily hit, shallow center fielder, converging on it. Johnny DeLuca, nice sliding catch to retire the 3rd out for YD. The Oregon Duck out of nowhere in deep center field retires the side in the 6th inning for YD. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Wareham. We go to the top of the 7th. When we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, J.D. Rachi will have the play-by-play for you. Take you the rest of the way home. Thank you for listening.
The Bay Point Golf Club offers a unique collection of 18 championship golf holes, a beautiful banquet facility, and a club host that has a fully stocked pro shop. The Bay Point Grill is a perfect place to grab a meal or watch a game. The course is located off of Onset Avenue in Buzzards Bay. The Gatemen thank you for your support.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line. The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Welcome back to Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut. J.D. Rachi here with you for the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. 4-0, the YD lead over the Wareham Gatemen, and Tyler Ahern is back to the mound after giving up 3 runs and 2 of them unearned in the last inning. He'll go up against 8-9-1 Luke Waddell, Adam Kerner, and Zach Ashford due up for the YD Red Sox. Beautiful day here for baseball at a beautiful park built in just a couple of years ago. Broke ground in just 2015 here. This park less than 3 years old. Waddell, the left-handed batter out of Georgia Tech, is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the shortstop and then bounced into a 4-6-3 double play his first 2 times around. First pitch from Ahern is up and in, 1-0. Last inning for YD, a productive one. As we mentioned, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 3 hits with 2 left on base. 1-0 misses inside. 2 balls in, no strikes. The count from 2 ACC foes, the Florida State Seminole, Tyler Ahern on the mound, and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket, Luke Waddell in the batter's box. Waddell coming into today's game, hitting .250. This is 31st game in a YD Red Sox uniform. Ahern rocks back on the full windup. His pitch home. Called strike at the knees. 2-1 now. Warm, humid day in Hartford. Virtually no breeze at the park this afternoon. The 2-1 from Ahern. Just misses below the knees on a breaking ball. 3 balls and a strike now. Waddell, the left-handed batter, actually worse against right-handers, so reverse splits for him at .239. Skies a 2-1 fastball up and out to left center field. Skylar Hunter calls off Jeremy Idens and makes the play. 1 gone. 1 up, 1 down against Tyler Ahern. Nice bounce back inning for him after giving up the 3 runs in the last time he came to the mound. And now it's the bottom of the order and Adam Kerner, the catcher out of San Diego. Kerner 0 for 1 today, walked and was caught stealing back in the 3rd inning before grounding out to the shortstop Ryan Kreidler to start the 6th. Ahern takes a deep breath on the mound, delivers the first pitch of the AB. In there for a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. No balls and a strike. Ahern out of the full windup. His overhead pitch is in there for a called strike. Quickly, 0-2 to the right-handed batter, Kerner. Nothing in 2 the count. Infield back with the outfield at normal depth. The 2-strike offering is swung on, tapped into center field. Falling line drive and in for a base hit. Kerner on with a 1-out single. Was just able to fight off a high fastball, and there's 1 on and 1 out for the top of the order in Zach Ashford. It's been the problem today for Gatemen pitchers, leaving pitches up. Nathan Florence, the home run to Nick Quintana, and an otherwise fantastic outing for the right-hander out of Hartford, and then a last inning for Ahern, really got going on a couple of singles and on pitches he left up in the zone, one to Zach Ashford, who came around to score back in the 6th after the single. Working from the first base side of the rubber, rips a line drive right at Zahid Valenzuela, and he throws back to first to double off Ashford. That double play brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency, the official double play sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. Package your home and auto for a perfect double play from TM Ryder. Ahern faces the minimum in the 7th. We're added to the bottom half. Gatemen bats trying to get it going, down 4-0 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
Get Gatemen gear. Check out the latest styles and colors of your favorite Gatemen apparel. Also in stock, a large selection of Cape League items, including tickets to the All-Star Game. Test your pitching speed and pick up a souvenir ball, all at our merchandise booth.
Gatemen Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham. We are proud to sponsor the Gatemen Youth Clinic for 2018. Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade. Power like a pro.
Bottom 7 from the home of the Hartford Yard Goats, Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford. A 4-0 lead for the YD Red Sox over the Wareham Gatemen. Gatemen coming up to a crucial part of the order. 5, 6, 7, Drew Millis, Lyle Lockhart, and Gian Martellini due up against the right-hander Trenton Denholm. And when Denholm was turned to in the 6th inning by YD manager Scott Pickler, he was certainly playing the numbers. The left-hander Ty Madrigal was on the mound, and he already had 2 outs in the inning. But he had Jeremy Idens coming to the plate, and Idens this season has feasted on southpaws, a .469 average against left-handed pitching this year. They turn to Denholm, and he gets Idens to line out to center on a fantastic play from Johnny DeLuca out there for YD. So Denholm, the right-hander, is back to the mound as Adam Kerner trots out of the dugout. Kerner was on base for the double play and was doubled off to end the top of the 7th inning and extinguish the YD Red Sox rally in that inning. They have a 4-0 lead, and the Gatemen have really been able to get almost nothing going against this YD pitching staff, who came into the day with the 4th best ERA in the league. Just 4 hits on the afternoon, a single for Idens in the 2nd, a single for Gian Martellini off the pitcher at that time, Tommy Mace in the 5th, and then a pair of singles for Skylar Hunter and Zahid Valenzuela in the last half inning. And speaking of Skylar Hunter and Valenzuela, another switch hitter, the switch-hitting catcher, Drew Millis, strides in from the left side. The catcher and DH today out of Missouri State, 0 for 2, a ground out to third base, and then a pop-out to third as well, so everything has gone the way of the hot corner today for Millis. Denholm rocks back out of the full windup. His first pitch fouled off into the screen. 0-1 to Millis. And really, the Gatemen in general have feasted off left-handed pitching this year. The numbers are much, much lower against righties. Millis, though, 297 on the season, a much better left-handed bat as he looks at a fastball right at the knees, 0-2. 297 against right-handers this year for Millis compared to just 148 against lefties. The 0-2 from Denholm just misses the outside corner on a fastball, 1-2. Working from the extreme first base side of the rubber, the 1-2 is poked foul down the third base side just in front of Mike Mobbs. The third base coach for the Gatemen, still a ball and 2 strikes to Millis. Gatemen trying to get something going here in the 7th, running out of opportunities to come back from this 4-run deficit. The 1-2 from Denholm. Breaking ball outside. Count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 misses in the dirt. Count runs full, so Drew Millis has worked his way back into the count. It's just 1 pitch out of the strike zone from getting on with a leadoff walk. And this is not a spot Millis has had terrible success in this year. Just 1 for 12 on the season as the leadoff hitter for the Gatemen. 3-2, slap to the right side of the infield and into the glove of the second baseman. Luke Waddell comes up, throwing in a sidearm delivery to first base in time, 1 gone. 1 up, 1 down against Denholm, and another switch hitter, Lyle Lockhart Jr., the first baseman out of Houston, strides into the left-handed batter's box to face the right-hander Denholm. Lockhart coming into the day hitting just .211, but the on-base percentage has been consistently fantastic all season. First pitch to him, and at the knees, a called strike, 0-1. Lockhart today 0 for 2. Strikeout swinging in the second against Tommy Mace, and then grounded out to Mace on the pitcher's mound in his last AB. 0-1 fastball again, and at the knees. Quickly 0-2 to Lockhart. 211 for the batting average this season for Lockhart compared to 341. A relative on-base machine. The 0-2 from Denholm just misses the outside corner. 1-2 back-to-back ABs now that Denholm has gotten batters to 2 strikes and just missed with the put-out pitch. Brings the tan glove in front of his belt, rocks back, kicks and fires the 1-2. Again, just misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 92-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Denholm. Here comes the 2-2. In the dirt, check swing. He did go around, according to our home plate umpire, Mark Pantadosi. Lyle Lockhart down on strikes. The first strikeout of the day for Trenton Denholm, and the 4th of the day for the Gatemen. 2 up, 2 down for Wareham. Here comes Gian Martellini. Martellini, the catcher out of Boston College, is 1 for 2 today. Struck out swinging against Mace in the second and then singled as one of the Gatemen's just 4 hits in his last AB. First pitch misses outside. A ball and no strikes to Martellini. Denholm working quickly on the mound as the defense plays Martellini to pull. 1-0 breaking ball and at the knees, 1-1. Third baseman Nick Quintana is hugged close to the left field line, the third base side. Meanwhile, Andrew Dashbach a good 5 or 6 yards off the first base side. 1-1 breaking ball, again in there for a called strike, 1-2. And the Gatemen have been lacking extra base power of late, just 2 extra base hits in their last 4 games. But Gian Martellini has one of them and could be another one coming up soon, but he strikes out looking.
Fastball right at the knees against Martellini. He goes down on strikes. 1-2-3 for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're headed to the top of the 8th. YD trying to add to a 4-0 lead when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Top of the 8th inning, 4-0 YD. J.D. Rachi here with you from beautiful Dunkin' Donuts Park. There's a pitching change on the mound for the Gatemen. It'll be the right-hander out of Franklin Pierce, Zach Hart. This pitching change is brought to you by the Bay Point Club on Set's 18-hole championship golf course. With the driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day, go get to the point. Hart's last outing, 4-inning long relief appearance against the Katuitt Kettleers back on Saturday, and it was an absolute dazzler. 4 innings, a run, a hit, a walk, and 3 strikeouts for him. By far his best outing of the season. He's got the ERA down to 2.07 on the year in 9 appearances out of the bullpen. He's gone 17 in the 3rd innings, given up 16 hits, and then with a walk-to-strikeout ratio, 2 walks to 12 strikeouts.
So the right-hander, Zach Hart, to the mound, and his first pitch to Johnny DeLuca. Cut on and missed. Big rip and a mess from the Oregon Duck. And Zach Hart's family in attendance today, the Connecticut native Hart out of Wallingford, Connecticut. 0-1. Swung on and missed again. Had DeLuca out in front of a changeup. It's 0-2. So you can audibly hear Zach Hart's entire family screaming for him after every strike. Working quickly out of the full windup. Rocks back, kicks and fires. And the 0-2 waved on and missed. Rather, it was tipped foul. Looked like Gian Martellini had hung on to it, but Johnny DeLuca just does stay alive. It's 0-2 still. Another 0-2 offering from Hart home. Fouled off into the screen, still 0-2. DeLuca today 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking. Also a single and a run scored in the 6th. The 0-2 home from Hart once again. Misses outside on a fastball that gets away from Gian Martellini. A ball and 2 strikes from the Franklin Pierce Raven to the Oregon Duck, Johnny DeLuca. The 1-2 home. Swung on and roped high and deep into right field. Isaac Collins racing back, reaches up, and makes a nice running catch for out number 1. It's the second nice defensive play we have seen from Isaac Collins in this game. A couple of innings ago back in the bottom, in the top of the 1st inning, but the last out of that 1st inning. Had to race back and leap into the wall to make a nice running catch. Again, not a natural outfielder, so sometimes the instincts aren't perfect, but he still recovers and makes some really nice grabs out there and right. First pitch to Andrew Dashbach out of Stanford, a called strike on the inside corner. 0-1 to Dashbach. He's been walked twice today, once intentionally and once just a base on balls. He is 0 for 1 with that fly out to right field on a nice catch from Isaac Collins. 0-1 breaking ball rides up and in. A ball and a strike to Dashbach, who has been probably the most consistent hitter and the best hitter on this YD team in terms of power and average and everything else. Came into this game at .292 on the year with 5 homers. Taps that one down the third base line. Big long throw for Austin Shenton in time. 2 gone. So a fly out for Johnny DeLuca and a ground out for Andrew Dashbach. And there are 2 gone in the 8th for Noah Campbell. Campbell came in as a pinch hitter in the in the 6th inning. Singled in that inning and drove home a run. Came in for Reese Albert in the DH spot. Campbell out of South Carolina. Switch hitter batting left against the right-hander Hart. And the first pitch of the at-bat misses down and in on a fastball, 1-0. Hart working quickly, straddling the first base side of the rubber. Is 1-0, Calling strike on the outside corner. A ball and a strike now. Campbell leading the YD Red Sox in average this season at .378 in 24 games for YD. 1-1 from Hart. Tap back into the screen, 1-2. Campbell, the South Carolina Gamecock, was a late addition to the YD roster in the early part of the season. Just finished up his freshman year in Columbia. 1-2, breaking ball in the dirt. Campbell doesn't chase it. And the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Campbell out of Durham, North Carolina, and Cardinal Gibbons High School, a 19th round pick of the Brewers in 2017. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the pitch home from Hart. Misses down and in. Fastball gets away from him a bit, and the count is now full. Hart brings the tan glove in front of his face, shakes off the first sign, says yes to the second. His 3-2 is waved on and missed. Foul tip into the glove of Noah Campbell. A strikeout for Zach Hart. Brought to you by Lang, Exa Forest, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. 3 up, 3 down for YD in the 8th. We're headed to the home half. Gatemen trying to cut into the 4-0 lead when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterwiz, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The Cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails. Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
The right-hander Trenton Denholm back to the mound for the YD Red Sox at the bottom of the 8th inning. YD protecting a 4-0 lead over the Wareham Gatemen. Ryan Kreidler, Skylar Hunter, and Isaac Collins due up for the Gatemen. They've been set 5 in a row down, 1 from Ty Madrigal, and then the last 4 by Trenton Denholm. 1 by way of a flyout, 1 by the way of a ground out, and then back-to-back Ks to end the 7th for the right-hander Denholm. So Kreidler, the shortstop out of UCLA, strides in. He's 0 for 1 today, also walked in his first AB. First pitch from Denholm is fouled off back and right. 0-1 to Kreidler. Kreidler, the UCLA Bruin. Big, tall stance for the 6'4 right-hander. 0-1 breaking ball, misses down and in. A ball and a strike now. YD with the 2-1 series lead over this year for this matchup as the 1-1 is flied into center field. Johnny DeLuca a couple of steps to his left and gets underneath it, one gone. A big part of that has been the lack of consistency from this Gatemen lineup against YD, hitting just .247 in 3 games against the Red Sox this season. Had a great game number 1 in the doubleheader at Red Wilson Field, but since then have fallen off in terms of offensive production, but they have been able to keep games close. This is by far the biggest lead for YD in the series this year. First pitch, breaking ball to Skylar Hunter, waved on and missed. 0-1 to the switch hitter batting left, who was 1 for 2 today, grounded into a double play and also singled in this game today. 0-1 / foul back in left, quickly 0-2 to Skylar Hunter. Hunter has a left-handed batter, 0 for 1 with the ground out. As a right-handed batter today, a single, 1 for 1. He's in the left-handed batter's box for this AB. 0-2 fastball, misses outside. A ball and 2 strikes and a nice waste pitch from the right-hander Denholm. Takes a deep breath on the mound, working from the first base side of the rubber. Rocks back, kicks and fires. 1-2 misses inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looked like the slider from Denholm that time, bit in a bit too much to the left-handed bat of Skylar Hunter. Ready to go again, the 2-2. Swung on tap to the first base side, a couple of chops on the way to Andrew Dashbark. Underhand flip to Trenton Denholm covering, gets the speedy Skylar Hunter, and it's 2 up, 2 down for the Gatemen in the 8th. Three to 1 for those of you scoring at home on the putout. And now back to the top of the order, Isaac Collins strides in. Another switch hitter for the Gatemen, batting left against the right-hander Denholm. First pitch to Collins, who is 0 for 3 today. Swung on and missed at a changeup in the dirt. Nasty pitch from Denholm. 0-1. 5'11", 180 on the mound. His pitch home. Breaking ball. Tapped to the right side of the infield again. Right into the waiting glove of Dashbach. And he steps on first base for out number 3. It's now 8 in a row sent down for the Gatemen as they go 1-2-3 once again against the right-hander Denholm. Top of the 9th, final inning of regulation coming to you next on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serves Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Another pitching change for the Gatemen in the top of the 9th inning. The right-hander Brendan White out of Siena on the bump now for Wareham. This pitching change is brought to you by the Bay Point Club on Set's 18-hole championship golf course. With a driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day, we're always welcome to the public, so go. Get to the point. Zach Hart's day is done after a scoreless frame and 1 strikeout. So the final line on him, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, and 1 K. Meanwhile, on the mound, Brendan White, another guy who has really come on in the last couple of weeks. We talked about how Zach Hart has really found himself at the back end of the bullpen and has really been great of late. So has Brendan White. July 10th at Brewster in the 8-1 loss. Went 4 2/3 innings. He was our player of the game. Gave up just 1 earned run. And then his last outing in that 7-6 walk-off win versus Harwich. 2 crucial innings of relief for White. He gave up just one hit in a scoreless outing with 2 walks and a strikeout this season. On the year, a 4.5 ERA in 7 games out of the bullpen. He's gone 12 innings, given up 11 hits. The one concerning thing about him, the walk-to-strikeout ratio, not great. 9 walks to 10 Ks on the season for White. Bradley Beasley, Christian Koss, and Nick Quintana due up against the right-hander out of Siena, the second-year Gateman. Second year might not be the exact right word, but he did pitch for the Gatemen last year. Made just one appearance and got knocked around by Bourne in a loss where he was the starter. So Brad Beasley out of Cal Poly strides into the batter's box from the right side to face the right-hander White. Beasley did not start this game, came on in relief of Quinn Cotton as a pinch hitter back in that 3-run 6th inning for YD. The customary squat and the first pitch from Brendan White in there for a called strike, 0-1. White works exclusively out of the stretch, and he comes into almost a full squat, bends at the knees from the first base side of the rubber and brings the glove chest high. His 0-1 pitch misses down and in. A ball and a strike from the Siena Saint to the right-hander out of Cal Poly, Brad Beasley. The 1-1 home, swung on and clubbed high and deep out to right field. Isaac Collins racing toward the foul line, and it'll fell fair and roll to the wall off the side wall out and right. Around second, chugging for third, sliding in ahead of the throw is Brad Beasley. A triple for the Cal Poly outfielder, and that's a leadoff triple for Brad Beasley. YD in business again in the top of the 9th. It was a long run for Isaac Collins, and as we mentioned, not a natural outfielder. Was trying to make the play if he could. It just bounded by him on the way down the right field line. Beasley is in there with a triple. So leadoff triple for Beasley, and another good hitter in Christian Koss to the plate. First offering from White misses down and in on a breaking ball. 1-0 to Koss, who is 0 for 3 today. Couple of pop-outs and reaching on an error for Koss today. 1-0 misses low as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Koss out of UC Irvine, the shortstop, was an all-star this season for the YD Red Sox. Came into the day hitting .261 on the year. The 2-0 out of the crouch for White. Drilled high and deep into right field. Isaac Collins back to the track, and he makes the running catch. Tagging from third and in to score is Brad Beasley. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Christian Koss, and a 5-0 lead for the YD Red Sox in the 9th. Fourth different Red Sox with an RBI today. One for Noah Campbell, one for Brad Beasley, one for Christian Koss, and one for the new batter, Nick Quintana, the right-handed hitting third baseman out of Arizona. The solo homer in the third against Nathan Florence got the scoring going for the YD Red Sox. First pitch to Quintana, drilled back up the middle toward the second baseman, Valenzuela. Corrals it moving to his left, his sidearm throw in time, 2 gone. Well hit ground ball from Quintana, but right into the glove of Sahid Valenzuela, who is playing him to pull up the middle. There are quickly 2 gone, but a run has already come across to score. It's been an efficient inning for Brendan White, but it all started with the leadoff triple from Beasley. First pitch to Luke Waddell, misses down and in on a breaking ball at 79 miles an hour, 1-0. Waddell 1 for 2 on the day, a single in his last at-bat in the 7th. White comes set, his 1-0 offering. This is low and inside, 2 balls and no strikes to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. Waddell coming off his freshman year at Tech, where he hit .283 for the Yellow Jackets in 42 games. 2-0 the count to him here, and the pitch called strike on the outside corner. Rather, they'll say it was outside. It looked like there was a motion from our home plate umpire today, Mark Pantadosi, but It missed outside. 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0. Get me over. Fastball does its job. 3-1. Waddell, a shortstop coming out of high school, but has become an all-around utility infielder for Georgia Tech and for YD, playing second base today. 3-1 fastball to him, rides up and in. A 5-pitch walk with 2 outs for Luke Waddell, and the Red Sox are back in business. A runner on with 2 outs for the bottom of the order, and Adam Kerner. We'll have a pinch hitter now for YD. It's the big right-hander, Zach Zubia, out of Texas. Lots of power in this guy's bat. He was one of the best players in the Northwoods League last year, now making his way to the Cape. First pitch from White, looping breaking ball, just misses outside, 1-0. Zubia hitting .244 on this season. The slugging percentage at .341 for him. Has a home run this year on the Cape. 1-0 fastball, misses outside and low. Good stuff by Martellini to keep Waddell at first base. 2 balls and no strikes to Zubia. Zubia coming off his redshirt freshman season at Texas. Hit 22 home runs in the Northwoods League last year. That's a Northwoods League record for a single season. Fouls off a 2-0 offering. 2 balls and a strike to Zubia, who was just behind on a fastball from White, coming in at 91 miles an hour. Zubia 6'4", 240, big, muscular guy, your prototypical power man. Hits a lot of home runs, but also strikes out a lot. 2-1 breaking ball, floats up and in, 3-1. Listed as an infielder for the Texas Longhorns in the Big 12. Plays a lot of first base for Texas. 3-1 offering to him. In there, called strike on the inside corner. 3-2 as Brendan White has fought his way back and run the count full. Short lead for Waddell at first base, not being held on by Lyle Lockhart. White comes set, his payoff pitch, misses up and in on a fastball, back-to-back walks with 2 outs. There's a runner in scoring position at second, with the top of the order, and Zach Ashford. Ashford, the right fielder out of Fresno State, is 1 for 4 on the day. His last at-bat, a hard line-out to Zahid Valenzuela, who then doubled off the runner at first base to end the 7th inning. Now time is being called as Zach Zubia will trot back to the dugout, so he does his job and gets on, but now they'll replace him with Matthew Dyer, one of the backup catchers for YD. He'll come in as a pinch runner. Dyer, not your prototypical build for a catcher, 6'4", very skinny at 180. Runs well for his position. The runner at second is Luke Waddell, with Dyer on at first base after back-to-back walks with 2 outs against Brendan White. 1 run already across the score in this frame for the YD Red Sox. First pitch to Zach Ashford, called strike at the knees, 0-1. YD's already also scored a run in this inning. Leadoff triple from Brad Beasley to get this inning going, and then a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Christian Koss in the 9th. White comes set, his 0-1 home. Misses low and in. A ball and a strike to Zach Ashford. In Ashford's previous 2 games against the Gatemen, he has absolutely rocked Wareham pitching, 3 for 6 with 2 runs scored for a .500 average. 1-1. Breaking ball, called strike at the knees. A ball and 2 strikes now, and the Gatemen are just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with just the 1 run across. White peers into the sign from the catcher, Gian Martellini, behind home plate. Short leads for Waddell and Dyer. The 1-2 home. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, right at the knees on a well-placed fastball from Brendan White, and that will end the 9th inning. One more comes across to score for the YD Red Sox, a leadoff triple for Brad Beasley, followed up by a sacrifice fly from Christian Koss. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. Gatemen down to their final 3 outs, trying to come back from a 5-0 deficit when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those other gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and the price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment. Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Gatemen down to their final 3 outs in today's game from beautiful Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford. Trenton Denholm back to the mound. Gatemen trail it 5-0 against the YD Red Sox, and it will be the part of the order you want up if you're the Gatemen. Your 3 All-Stars, Sahid Valenzuela, Austin Shenton, and Jeremy Idens, due up for the Gatemen in the inning. Valenzuela, the switch-hitting second baseman out of Cal State Fullerton, strides in from the left side against the right-hander out of UC Irvine, Trenton Denholm. 1 run across to score in the top of the 9th for YD. Gatemen trying to return at least 5 in this inning and trying to make a comeback. First pitch to Valenzuela, skied foul back in left into the protective netting behind home plate. 0-1 to the Cal State Fullerton Titan. 1 for 3 today, a pair of ground outs to the middle infield in the 1st and the 4th, and then a single in the 6th inning. Denholm has been untouchable thus far as pitch home is slapped to the third base side into the waiting glove of Nick Quintana. Throw across the diamond in time. 1 gone on the 5-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down for the Gatemen, down to their last 2 outs now, and here comes Austin Shenton. Second in the league in average, tied for third in RBIs. But he is 0 for 3 today, a pair of ground outs and a pop out to the second baseman, Luke Waddell, back in his last AB. First pitch from Denholm this time around is laced foul into the screen behind home plate. 0-1. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from the right-hander Denholm. Rocks back, kicks and fires the 0-1. Called strike on the inside corner. Quickly 0-2 to Shenton. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 just missed the outside corner. 1-2 to Shenton on a gutsy take. 1 out, bottom 9. Gatemen, the home team today, giving up a home game to play here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. The 1-2. This is up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shenton waves a black and tan bat over the plate for the Gatemen, who only have 4 hits today. Pitch home to him is swung on and clobbered high and deep out to right center field. The center fielder and right fielder converging, and Johnny DeLuca makes the play on the run, coming across the face of the right fielder, Zach Ashford. 2 up, 2 down for the Gatemen in the 9th. Not a terribly deep park here at Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford. Only 308 down the right field line, 388 into the right field gap, and 392 to dead center. But the Gatemen have not been able to put any power into their bats today. First pitch to Jeremy Idens floats into the left center field gap, and the shortstop, Christian Koss, moves back on it and collects the ball for the final out of the game. The Gatemen's bats are silenced by an excellent pitching effort today from the YD Red Sox, as Wareham has dropped 2 in a row dating back to before the All-Star break. A 5-0 win for the YD Red Sox here at Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford. Just a tough loss for the Gatemen today. Only 4 hits for them, none coming after the 6th inning, and only multiple hits in 1 inning. That came in the 6th. Only got 1 runner into scoring position the entire day and could do absolutely nothing with them. A fantastic outing from Tommy Mace, the right-hander out of Florida, for the YD Red Sox. He went 5 innings, gave up just 2 hits and no runs. And then Trenton Denholm with a gigantic save today. An absolutely dominant 3 1/3 innings pitched. Did not give up a run, did not give up a hit, did not even walk anybody. No base runners allowed by the right-hander and the All-Star out of UC Irvine. The winning pitcher today, Tommy Mace, the right-hander out of Florida for YD. The losing pitcher, Nathan Florence, who gave up the solo home run to Nick Quintana back in the 3rd inning. The save today goes to Trenton Denholm, the 3-inning save at 3 1/3 innings. Tough to take away positives today from the game for the Gatemen, but we will have our player of the game joining us in just a little bit. We'll get the Gatemen Postgame Show going on when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
Founded in 1854, the Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company is the world's largest cranberry grower and private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more. Shop from home year-round on Gatemen.org. You can customize your Gatemen gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and unique gifts 24/7, 365. Hard to find sizes, colors, and styles. Youth Clinic registration is also available. Visit us today and remember us for holiday gifts at Gatemen.org.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to teens. Registration is available online at Gatemen.org or through forms available at the merchandise booth.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on Cape Cod.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent, or for live music every weekend, located on Route 105 in Marion.
South Coast Health, operators of Charlton Memorial Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, and Toby Hospital, delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Health, the best care plus something more.
The Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
Welcome back to Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut. J.D. Rachi here with you. Now joined by our other two broadcasters today, Cameron Stewart and Henrique Demore, for the Gatemen Postgame Show. A disappointing 5-0 loss today for the Wareham Gatemen, and as it has been in losses of late for Wareham, it has been a struggle offensively, Cam.
Yeah, and today I can't really think of a better word than embarrassment. Today they came out and just embarrassed us here at a big game for the league here in Hartford to try and to expand this league into a new fan base, and the Gatemen just looked pathetic today offensively. 4 hits is all they managed, and no runs against a starter who comes into this game with an 8.71 ERA, gives you 5 shutout innings for YD. 4 hits today for the Gatemen, all singles, 2 extra base hits in their last 4 games. That's just not going to cut it. And I'll tell you, I saw a lot of people around the ballpark tonight representing other teams in the league, people from Orleans and people from Falmouth, and I tell you what, they are not worried about this Wareham Gatemen team. You know, Henrique talked about it in the pregame about making bad pitchers look good. Kid with an ERA just under 9 made the Wareham Gatemen look like the Wareham High Vikings today. It was just absolutely embarrassing. And, you know, yeah, you had to get on a bus at 6 a.m. So did YD. They came out to play today. The Gatemen didn't. This is a serious rut in the Gatemen season coming up with 3 against Falmouth. That pitching's not going to get any easier, and that's a team that very well could overtake you by the end of the week and put you in 3rd place. So this is not where the Gatemen want to be right now, obviously, and we could be looking back on the season to today is where it crumbled if they do not turn something around really quickly.
And the guys that have been so consistent for the Gatemen throughout the season, the 3 All-Stars especially come to mind. Zahid Valenzuela, Austin Shenton, and Jeremy Idens. They sort of produced today. I guess you could say they produced. Valenzuela and Idens both with hits, so they came up with half of the hits, but you need more from those guys at the top of the order.
Well, I tell you what, JD, they look tired. They look spent. I mean, so much pressure has been put on those 3 guys. Just from a standpoint of offensive standpoint, they all of a sudden have to become the power hitters, and they've never been that in their college teams in the early part of the Gatemen season, and now all of a sudden all of the offense is resting on them because they're not getting guys to step up down at the bottom of the order. So I think it's starting to wear on these guys. They play every single day. They don't get as many off days. They play in the All-Star game. They're playing out in the field, and it's wearing down on them right now. And when those guys go down, you just need someone else to step up. That's what good teams do. And right now the Gatemen aren't getting that from the rest of their offense. So I really think it is starting to wear on those 2, 3, and 4 guys, and I don't know how much more they can take.
And the most concerning stat I think of the day, Cam, is something you brought up. In the last 5 full games, not counting that Falmouth suspension, there have been 2 extra base hits for the Gatemen. A couple of doubles the other night against Bourne. 2 doubles, one for Zahid Valenzuela and one for Jeremy Idens. We haven't seen a home run in what seems like ages. There are only 11 home runs on this Gatemen roster right now. Only 2 guys have multiple home runs. And you think about teams like Chatham, the Chathams of the world. Blake Sable and Spencer Torkelson have 13 combined, and Torkelson didn't even play for a good portion of the season. There is no pop in this Gatemen lineup right now. Outside of the hitting today, the pitching was relatively impressive. Nathan Florence, a Hartford, the University of Hartford Hawk, had a great outing in his semi-hometown, his college hometown. Aside from giving up the 1 home run, he was absolutely fantastic. What impressed you today, Enrique?
I think his fastball. I mean, he was able to work all his pitches, yes, but the fastball, when well located, he blew by some guys. I mean, he had 6 strikeouts on the day, the 2 walks, and the command was solid. And Quintana, he had a great day today. Pair of base knocks and the solo shot. It wasn't a cheapo, but it is a short porch here. It snuck over into the bullpen, but both teams playing with the same wall, obviously, but Florence, he was solid. Tyler Ahern came on in relief, ran into a little bit of trouble, but even him I wasn't too worried about because the defense let him down a little bit. There was an errant throw by Isaac Collins. Austin Shenton with an opportunity to put a huge pin in the, to stop the bleeding in the sixth inning. A sixth inning that ended up being, obviously it wasn't that fault. It could have been just the Quintana home run. Then it would have been a 1-0 loss for the Gatemen, but had an opportunity to maybe stop the bleeding a little bit, put the Gatemen mentally more in this one, going into the ninth inning in the late innings, but they couldn't stop the bleeding, and the defense let them down a little bit. Ahern was just okay. Zach Hart a solid frame. Brandon White ran into a little bit of trouble on a pop up by Bradley Beasley. It turned into a triple. Nothing much you can do about that one. And then Christian Koss drove him in with a sac fly. So the pitching was solid, like you said, JD. Especially, I was impressed with Nathan Florence, even though he did give up the long ball, and that's been a struggle for him all year. But the fact of the matter is, if you go 4 innings, strike out 6, walk 2, and give up just 1 earned run on 1 hit, in theory, you are going to win a lot of ball games. I was impressed with Florence, but the offense came up flat for him today.
Overall, just a really tough loss to the best team in the league in the YD Red Sox. They and the Chatham Anglers look like two of the best teams in the Cape and in the Cape League, I should say, and on the Cape. But really, the West has started to show some cracks. We thought all season the West top to bottom was a little bit better than the East. It's starting to look like the East might be turning things around with this YD Red Sox team. They weren't even coming into this game all that hot. They had lost a couple of games in the last 5 or so, but they came in and absolutely dominated the Gatemen today at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Gatemen have to turn it around tomorrow, and it's not going to be an easy task with the Falmouth Commodores. A trip to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field on deck for the Gatemen tomorrow at 6 p.m. That is the next time we will talk to you. Gatemen Pregame Live will get things started at 5:30. For our producer today, Trevor Russo. For our sideline reporter, Mary Orders. For our videographer, Dan Longton. For our beat writer, Ian Becerra. And for Henrique Demore and Cam Stewart, my fellow broadcasters, my name is J.D. Rachi, saying so long from Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford, Connecticut. Once again, the final score, the YD Red Sox 5, the Wareham Gatemen nothing. We will talk to you from Falmouth tomorrow.